Hit me with the birth name, because I read this and I can't even say it.
My name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Theodore Capitani von Kurnatowski.
That's a name,
Crazy.
dude.
Oh.
You guys have good names.
Wait, that's your last name?
Yeah.
How do you say your last name?
Von Kurnatowski.
That's really your last name?
Yep. And we got rid. We didn't get rid of it, but well, first of all, it means the Jew Slayer, so I can't even use it in Los Angeles.
The N-word, they call me the N-word too, and I'm like, what? You know?
And they used to call me the N-word all the time in Louisiana.
Which word is that?
Huh? I mean, you can pick one, but it's
Well, I don't do the N-word.
Huh?
I don't do the N-word.
I don't say the N-word, bro, unless you do. You know what I'm saying, bro? Feel me? That's what I'm saying, bro.
I'm just joking, man.
You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I don't know exactly what you guys are talking about. But
We're not racist, or I'm not trying to be. You know, I have some flare-ups in traffic, but overall, I'm good. I'm doing my best, man. I'm out here on the front lines of not trying to be, brother.
Do you ever use the N-word, Eric?
Yeah, we're my friends.
yeah, baby.
Don't dap him up. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. No, you're not getting it. Take it easy, Morgan Whalen. Yeah, take it easy.
Just because anything that gets a little too many, anything that gets a little wild, they used to drop the N-bomb on.
What kind of last name is that?
Your last name is Kurnatowski? Yeah. What is that?
Are you shitting
People
me?
thought I was Mexican growing up in Louisiana. I swear to God, not joking.
You're strangely tan.
Are you outdoorsy at all?
Yeah, I like to be outdoors, man. I don't mind being outdoors. Like, I'll go out there and wait for an Uber. I don't wait inside. So. Yeah, but you seem like you from the outdoors, though.
You
Yeah.
look like a guy that should be much whiter than you are. And you know that. And you know that.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. What's the deal?
Isn't Von, isn't it Dutch?
That's definitely Polish, right?
Yeah, tell me the
Well,
story.
my father's from Nicaragua. My dad's from Nicaragua. Yeah. He was from Nicaragua, and he was,
Your dad is not Nicaraguan.
That's not a racial slur. Yeah, my father's from Nicaragua.
What?
Yeah. We might have to edit that out, dude, because
Nicaraguan?
that time closer. Okay? Go one more time, bro. I want to see how racist this ends up.
Nicaraguan.
Whoa, bro. A couple of guys just shut up at the door, dude. It's Polish.
That's
I'm Polish
really
Nicaraguan.
Polish.
My father's from Nicaragua. So he was a senior citizen when I met him, So I'm that Polish Nicaraguan, I'm that, I'm rolling at that, just that basic height. And so, I'm Polish Nicaraguan.
Who the fuck lied to you? No, you're not. You're Hawaiian and from Denver.
Shut up, bro.
What?
Yeah, Nicaragua, bro. Wow. Where my Nicgars at, huh?
Well, a little too close. But
Okay,
yeah.
sorry. And hopefully the audio is clear on that.
Yeah, it
so
is.
people
It's
know.
okay. I got your back. There's a C in there.
Okay, good. I'm Polish Nicaraguan, man. Somebody fucked on a boat to make me, bro.
Damn, dog.
Somebody fucked on a boat. I don't know how it all happened, to be honest with you.
Happy to be born. That's the start, bro.
Yeah. I'm no land animal. I know that. Yeah.
Sex, and then you got to be born, and then you get a lot of time to try not to murder somebody, and then you die.
Yeah.
You have a young mom?
And she was young, right? She was what, 32 when I was born.
Wow.
So he was 70?
Yep. 38-year difference.
And that's when my mom will, when I think about my mom, who would bang an old guy? That'd be crazy, I feel like. So I don't know who would bang an old dude with no money, bro. That's insane. That is pioneer woman, dude. That's
I know
Betsy.
one woman that would.
Yeah, that's true.
You're related to her.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know what I'm saying? Who kind of thugs it out with an old dude that many times? 4 times.
Was he sexy as hell, though? Come on,
I don't know. I was his son, for one.
Was he
It's a
super
woman-
suave or something? Was he super,
He had a comb, I remember, that he kept in his pocket. Maybe he was.
pretty dope?
But to be 70, and your mom was cute, right? She was young.
My mom was a rural 9.
A rural 9? Yeah. LA 7.
Yeah, I would say LA 7.
Yeah, and LA 7.5. Yeah.
My mom was 32 when I was born. Well, I was born under pressure, man. My fucking mom wore tight pants, Yeah.
Your dad's Nicaraguan, but he came in at 12. So does
Right.
he seem like an American guy?
No, he seemed like he always talked in Spanish, but nobody knew Spanish really by us. So he would, people thought I think he was insane or something.
They thought he was an N-word.
Yeah, a lot of times you're like, oh, look at this guy with the, with the fucking fancy lisp.
That's right.
Yeah. But my dad was always just resting everywhere. His friends would come over and they would rest.
Hey, you want to come over and rest?
Yes.
Wait, where in Louisiana did you grow up?
It says here you're from a place called Covington, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Lee Harvey Oswald went to your middle school.
Lee Harvey Oswald went to our middle school.
Get the fuck out of here.
Swear to God, dude.
Wow.
Thank
Wow.
you.
In Covington, right?
Covington. Come on, bro.
I said it, bro.
Damn, dude.
Covington.
Selling swords, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm from Covington, actually, Louisiana, which is a small town. Maybe it's outside of New Orleans, about maybe like 50 miles.
Covington's a small town. I mean, you could jerk off out a bus window and hit somebody you knew. You know, like that kind of, yeah.
It's
That kind of
it's
place.
tiny.
I mean, it's a good place. We have the tallest statue of Ronald Reagan. And he's never seen it, but we got it. So if there's ever like...
What's the connection with
I think
Ronald
it's made out
Reagan?
of copper, too. So like homeless dudes are always trying to like get in there and chip his thumbs off and get the reimbursement. But
Are
I
your
feel really
siblings funny
fortunate.
too?
I got a sister that's kind of like an exotic dancer, but she's recovering.
She's kind of.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. My sister used to be a exotic dancer, right?
Where?
Louisiana, kind of certain areas,
That's
you know.
a tough living.
Do you find out, or do your friends call you and say, "Hey, your sister's doing this"?
The strangest part was she learned to dance in it was like a trailer, right? The only place they had where you could learn to dance in our area with the ceilings was real low in it because they had some zoning issues. So you had all the dancers had to the dancers had to crouch and strip and dance at the same time, dude. Once you got on stage, you were below. You had to, so you had to
So they
So if you were over like 5'4", you had to duck and look sexy, and that's hard to do, man. Think about that. Yeah, because the ceiling was low, you couldn't stand up.
You're squatting the whole time.
Oh, she's probably out there for I guess about 8 years.
Wait, 8 years in the trailer?
Oh no, she just started there. Then she went into buildings that were zoned correctly and everything, you know.
With
So
poles and shit
she
like
could
that.
stretch out, you know. I don't know.
Have you
She's
tipped
got to
her?
be though.
Have you tipped her?
Oh no,
Like a table dancer.
no.
I mean, I'll give her some money at Christmas, you know. But the crazy part was, honestly, we look alike. So I would see dudes sometimes looking at me like weirdly, like when I was out at lunch and shit, and they were like, "Do I know you?"
Goatee.
Yeah, she got a fucking goatee, dude.
Fucking hilarious.
I got another sister who married this fella, and they're real just rednecks, and they live right by the interstate, like illegally close to the interstate. Like I'm sure they live right by the interstate, like as close as you can legally get in a house, you know?
Yeah.
If someone who has anything to do with zoning road by. Yeah.
I always wondered who lived in those houses.
Oh yeah. I mean, as close as you can. I mean, you're not even.
What
You're like
happens when
they
the ball
shouldn't
goes
be
over?
there when you're driving by.
Yeah.
Like you'll see a children's ball from their yard bounce across
so
6
funny,
lanes.
yeah.
The
And if a
soccer
ball
ball?
goes into the street, it's gonna be that'll be a
Gone.
doozy. It'll be a long afternoon. So it's really alarming.
Homework flying
Oh,
into the
that's crazy.
expressway.
Yeah.
Like, what? Mama! My sister lived.
I mean, I'm just surprised that their house doesn't just get pulled over by a cop. They are right there. Like, I couldn't stand my sister, you know? And then she had a baby, and, I just could stand her. And I'll call her on FaceTime, and she's sitting there with her, you know, she's got her 2 kids, and they're beautiful, and they're smart, and, it's funny, I was talking to my niece a couple of months ago, and I was talking about imagination, and she thought it was an app. My niece thought imagination was an app, and that really spooked
crazy.
me. She hadn't heard of it.
Oh, sweetheart.
And it broke my heart.
What was the context of that?
She's very smart and very capable, but it was just very bizarre to me. Just like, I was like, you know, your imagination. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, use your imagination.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
Yeah.
Let's not tell your mom.
It's your own. It's like one of your few apps, you know?
Really?
She's like, I don't think we have it. I'll check my mom's phone. And I was like, all right, well, we're all going to be in hell.
I wanted to go back to Covington because it says here that
Yeah, Turpentine Country.
the stray animal belt of that region. What does that mean?
What do you call it? You call it the stray animal belt? Oh, where I grew up, yeah.
I really feel like I grew up in the stray animal belt of Louisiana. And then,
Oh, okay.
Remember back in the 80s?
Oh, they're
Remember
just
stray
wandering-
animals?
Yeah, they're out there.
What does that mean?
It means just stray animals, dude. You know, it's,
Idiot.
it's where they meet up. You know what I'm saying?
They're just out there.
Remember that? You go
Yeah.
outside, they got 2 animals out there, bro.
Just walking around.
Yeah, they got a hawk and,
And
a
then- and
fucking...
If you think they're all working freelance, bro, you got the wrong idea, dude. Everybody's got their union. And
I was watching some of your stand-up. You were talking about how you grew up like the only white kid in a black neighborhood.
Yeah, well, it's just different. It's like...
yeah, we grew up, it was just kind of mixed. It was just poor, you know, just like poor kids, you know, so...
People are fucking
I don't know. People are chill down there, man. But it's a lot of the same. Like, you definitely notice it's a lot of old-fashioned ideas down there. Like, people,
Listen, that's what makes the South the South.
Do you think we all come from incest, really, when you really think about it? Like, dude, like in a lot of areas where I grew up and stuff like that, people are like, well, you married your first cousin.
Well, second cousin is legal. First cousin is what is not legal. And we do have to get that out there because there's a lot of misinformation.
Is that the rule in Louisiana?
It's the rule everywhere. First cousin. Will you look this up too, Nick? Can you legally have sex with your first cousin? I know the answer is no, but we can do it for everyone.
Yeah, the answer is no.
Cousin incest
I don't
rules.
need this information.
But you do, though, brother. Okay?
You never know, Chappelle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be able to fuck, like, not your siblings.
Yeah. Or not, like,
Unless you want to. That's a whole nother problem. But it shouldn't be transportation.
I would
related.
never want to, man. I must say don't risk it.
Yeah.
Dude, they used to say to us, you know what I've always said, dude, if you rearrange the letters of sister, what does it spell? Resist. And I never forgot that.
That's good.
And
You've always said that, man.
That was my favorite clip I've ever made. I think I rearranged the letters.
Oh, you did?
I
graphic?
clip back in the day.
Oh, that's awesome, man. In United States, what does that say, Nick?
Second cousin.
Are legally allowed to marry in every state.
Praise God, brother.
So you're in the clear, brother. Hey, why Theo knows the strict details on sleeping with your cousin? I have no idea. Are you gonna blame it on meth again?
dude, but here's the thing about incest, dude. Everybody's like, no, right?
Yeah.
Here's one of the biggest issues that we faced in America is that there was never any charting done early on. Some people, they used to not live close to anybody. Like, they didn't have cars. Problem is, sometimes there's nobody else around. The only people that lived around you were kind of family or somebody that was, so you didn't know, there weren't vehicles. You couldn't get 60 miles away for sex. You couldn't get 40 miles away for sex.
You got block radius, man.
Like, if you had a bicycle, then yeah, maybe you'd fuck somebody that wasn't distantly related to you.
Yeah.
So it's like you could only, you're not going to walk over probably 20 miles to have sex with someone. And at that point, somebody's going to hit something they shouldn't hit.
Yeah, if your cousin has those fucking graham crackers out the front.
Damn, boy.
That cheesecake out the back.
Ba-bam.
Boom.
So people would have sex more locally. So you got to think, and most of that's your family living close. So that's why they made the laws, was because babies were coming out a little wild. Dude, I'm telling you, bro, it's hard. Like, how far you want to walk before you got to fuck.
I get it.
You're
sold.
Yeah. First house, you're like, I know them.
No, first house ridiculous.
Second house, you're like, I remember them. I've met them.
Yeah.
Third, fourth house, dude. Who's it? Knock, knock.
I'm in. Knock, knock. Who is it? My dick.
You could only have sex with as far as you could walk.
I think that still goes on. I think that's still probably happening.
Oh, yeah. There's some areas and stuff you go and you're like,
I think people are using that exact rationale, too, when they're in court. They're like, listen, I have sex as far as I walk. And then there's a judge going, okay, sounds great.
Yeah,
you know?
In West Virginia, man, that's the kind of place where, you might be, you might go over to a girl's place and start hooking up with her. And next thing you know, y'all live in this, you know what I'm saying? It's your house, actually, you at. That sibling rivalry, sometimes the rivalry is fucking, And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's something wrong with it. You shouldn't be. Here's what was always said around me when I was growing up. If you rearrange the letters of sister, it spells resist. And that's the truth, boy. So that's the rule right there. If both y'all have the same parents, then, you know what I'm saying? You guys, no candles at dinner. You know what I'm saying? Really?
Dude, Louisiana, apparently you get some sort of refund if you marry your fucking first cousin.
Wait,
It's
marriage between
encouraged.
first cousins is not allowed in Louisiana. Welcome to the future, brother. We are laying the path.
And that's why Theo moved to California.
Now, if I can only get my cousins to move out here. Dude, I remember when we would go on field trips when we were young, we would go on like camping trips for a couple of days. And the day we would leave, I'd be like, Jay Leno died. And everybody was like, no way. Yeah, and nobody knew because there was no way to like get information. For the next 48 hours, I was in my own world where Jay Leno had died or, somebody that people really enjoyed. And it was just trolling in real time. I was hugging people. And we stay up at night talking about, the Tonight Show and shit like that. And then they get back and be like, he wasn't dead.
The kid's pissed.
The parents were. A lot of the parents are the ones that were like, what a weird kid. Why would he say that and let us believe it all weekend?
The weirdest kid.
I'm like, because I'm an artist, you freak. And I remember people being like, that's psychotic to do that. I would use it to hug the hot chick. I'm like, it's so sad about Jay Leno. And she's like, who are you?
Come on, give me the hug. You owe it to me. I know someone who does.
One girl made me only hug her from the back because she said I pressed my body against hers too hard. It was pretty sad, yeah.
It was trying to get a rub.
Oh, yeah, dude. I went not whale watching, but looking for something once. And I got sunburned so bad, dude.
You had to go from whale watching to looking for your keys. Like,
Oh, dude. I went with a buddy of mine to the jazz festival in New Orleans a few years back, and he was just H'd out the whole time, and he fucking literally slept through like 7 bands and got fucking sun poisoning. We were looking for the Lord, honey. We were looking for the Lord.
So you got sunburnt real bad.
Yeah, I think we were doing drugs or something, and then ended up out in the sun for way too long, you know. But it was unbelievable.
What were you doing the whole time?
Just
Were you
enjoying
like,
myself.
Hey, man.
Yeah, totally.
Hey, man, you want a beer?
Yeah. And my friend kept dozing off. We ended up at this Elton John concert, and he was on opioids, and he literally kept dozing off, dude. But that was 4 bands in, dude. That was already after Elton John, and
and they're long.
And Sugar Ray had done a return. And one time we thought he was dead.
Dude, you're lucky it wasn't a Grateful Dead concert.
Yeah, he would have been just dead. Unbelievable, bro. But that was drug induced. I remember.
Never been arrested?
I know that I've been once.
Drunk?
Tolkien of like their generation, it seems like. You know? I mean, maybe that's a reach,
it,
but yeah, he was fucking eating at Craig's with some. It just like it was very bizarre. And I asked him a question, and he just started doing his arms like that.
Did he do his little move to you? Did he give it to you or no?
I don't think I got it. I think I mean, I'm an adult, and I shouldn't have really been talking to him, so I think I was a little. And the weird thing is, you see all these adults looking at him. It's just got to be so weird to be him.
It does. It's like he's this generation's Shirley Temple.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah, he's an Italian Shirley Temple. But it definitely looks like, I just heard his grades have been suffering. And I even was like the dad, I was like, somebody said he's had issues in social studies. And he looked at his dad like, you've been telling people.
Yeah, why are you talking about my grades?
So that was kind of interesting. My friend and I made a movie. David Spade and I wrote a movie. Thank you for inspiring people to like just kind of create stuff on their own.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I have some buddies who I think
Steve Little was in it.
Yes, that's great. Did you guys have fun with him?
Oh, he was the best. Maybe him and Chris Elliott were like the best people that came in.
Man, that's great. Yeah, Steve Little is he's such a good dude. He's so incredibly funny.
Sweet, too.
Sweet and kind. I love him.
He's like just like a teddy bear that's been like not in a halfway house, but definitely like boot camp, like could have been a wrestler type of energy.
Yes.
But like, yeah.
And he's fearless. He'll do anything.
He was like just it was awesome just for him to be in there. Did you cast for him? Like, were you the picker for him?
Yeah, I was the picker. Yep. Yeah, when we wrote the pilot for Eastbound and we had that role, we just went to we went through the regular casting process. And honestly, like as soon as I saw him, then that's like where that character kind of like blew up then. Like there was no intentions when we first wrote that character would be such a big deal in the show, but it was seeing how genuinely funny he was and how cool he was. Then every season just became like, what can we get Steve to do this year? And he never shied away from any of it. He was always game. He'd always take it much further than we ever imagined. He was amazing.
Yeah, he's special. And he drank out of those those little creamer cups. I saw him drink a couple of those in a row.
Me and him went down to Guadalajara, Mexico. I guess it was beginning of last year. I was launching this tequila brand, Don Gato, and I got him to come down there with me, and we shot these ads for it. And after the first day of shooting, I came down to the hotel bar, and he was just there with a pad and paper. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm handwriting my mom a letter to tell her how much fun I'm having here. And I was like, that's what I love about Steve Little. He handwrites his mom letters. It's a special person who does that.
Yeah. He definitely seems like a hug that got left somewhere but rescued.
That's right.
Yeah, we texted a little bit after. I got to touch base with him and say, hey, but that was crazy. And it's just crazy. Like you see people and you're like, oh, this works for casting, because we would have friends that would send in videos and some of them are like audition tapes. And then you're like, oh man, that's my friend, but it just doesn't fit for this thing. It's just not the right fit. Yeah. It's like, it's super specific kind of to watch, because I used to just put in audition tapes and I would never get booked for anything. And I was like,
But then this time we're getting the videos in because we're doing the casting. You're like, oh, first of all, I see why I never got anything. Like my shit was fucking very obtuse. But then you'd have friends that would send a role and you're like, oh, this is almost perfect, or this would be kind of risky, but it might be adventurous. That was probably one of the most fun things I think about creating something.
Yeah, that casting is definitely fun because stuff can just take a new life on. And you're right, it's one of those deals where someone can be really good and you can kind of tell instantly whether it's the right fit or not even based on their talent, but like whatever ideas you had in mind for what that character looked like or how they talked. And you can kind of tell instantly when someone comes in like, yep or nope, and I think that's a hard gig, man. I've been lucky that I have like tried to write most of the things that I've done, but just being an actor has to show up constantly and put yourself out there in that way. It's tough, hard. Man. It is hard.
And drive over there and be depressed while you're driving over there, trying to do your lines and be in traffic.
Sitting in a lobby where it's a bunch of dudes who look kind of like you. Sucks.
Yeah. Oh God, dude. Yeah, that was some of the tough. Like I did that for probably 6 or 7 years, probably, and I never had any hope that I was gonna. I almost did it. I don't even know why I was doing it. I think you're just in LA. Also, when you're young enough, you have the energy to do it. With Fistfoot Way, you didn't write that, right? Jody Hill wrote it.
Me and Jody wrote it together.
You wrote it together. And you guys shot that on Super 16 or no?
Super 16. Yep.
Okay. And you made that without going through SAG and stuff, right?
No, it was totally independent. I think we shot it for about $70,000. Shot it in like a little less than 3 weeks, and it was all just buddies. Everyone just came down there to do it, and I mean, it was. Jody and I had both lived in LA for a few years at that point, and neither of us had found like any real success, and so it was sort of a Hail Mary of just like, all right, let's just see if we can kind of do this on our own.
And what do you notice that's easier about doing a film like that, or doing something where you have to go through all the where everything is more guilds and all of that?
If you're at a place where you can afford the guilds, then you already have a leg up. You're already kind of in the zone. That thing there was like, there's no one trying to help us make it. There's no one, they don't care about it not being the guilds because they just don't ever think it'll see the light of day. So, every bit of that is a fight because not only do you have to kind of get the resources and figure out how to do it and how to talk people into coming and doing it when there's no upside for them. But then even once it's done, there's no guarantee that anything will ever happen with it, and so I think that can be pretty discouraging for people sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like we made this movie and now we're figuring out, like, we wrote it and everything, we funded it ourselves, so it's super scary because you're like, all you really have right now is this piece of debt, kind of. But then it's like too long right now. It's just like we got to figure it out. It just seems like I don't know. The whole thing's been super fascinating.
Yeah, it's a crazy process, and now especially the entertainment industry's changes so much, and it's all risk. It seems like these days.
Yeah. Do you envy things about the entertainment industry right now, like as opposed to whenever you kind of first got into it?
You know what I find interesting is like
when I was a kid, we'd get. One thing we would do for fun, I remember the mosquito truck would come by and we'd get on our bikes and fucking ride behind it and just huff the gas.
Just get high.
Bro, we would be fucking cooked, dude. Just like unbelievable.
A trail of dead mosquitoes around, everybody's singing.
Bro, dude, if I went near a bird, it would die after that. Like anything that could fucking hit the airwaves was dead. I couldn't even pick up AM radio, bro. I was like, anything that could fly that was something fun. I remember being in the woods and somebody would say like, I saw something, and then you would run. The fear that you didn't see anything, somebody did, and they started to leave, and suddenly you were alone. Even if you were one step alone in the woods from your friend, it was like, it's gonna get me. There was
the
like
unknown. Yeah, we used to.
That was the best.
I grew up in Virginia, and it was a neighborhood that was like brand new. It was like in the 80s, and like so it was all woods and stuff, and all construction. It was all like
in our area. They had a thing called LIGO, L-I-G-O,
Laser Interferometer Gravitational Observatory.
There's only 2 of them in the
United States, in Louisiana, and I visited them, Louisiana, and up in Oregon or Washington State.
Yeah, so that was another thing in our area. So there was.
By the way, just to be clear. That is discovering colliding black holes in other galaxies across the universe.
Damn.
It's a new kind of telescope, and you got it there in your home state.
I knew they were up to something. All we heard was that they had gravity hunters out there.
That's a good way. That's a poetic way to put it.
So that's what we heard. And so there'd be people like, if you saw somebody that could dance real good, you'd say they were like one of those gravity babies or whatever. Or sometimes people would have parties and people would say, oh, you know, we're going to get and they would live near there in Livingston Parish, Louisiana, where that LIGO Center is. And they'd say, we're going to get so fucked up we can't even feel the gravity.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
that would be part of it. Wow, zoom in on that. That's crazy.
Yeah. So what's going on there, if your listeners have access to this, the viewers. So those are two long tubes, and they send a beam of light from that central building simultaneously the full length of both tubes. And then there are mirrors at the end of those both tubes, and it reflects back, and they recombine the light. And if the light recombines perfectly, then nothing happened between those two reflections. But if a gravitational wave washes over Earth,
I remember the mosquito truck would come by and we'd get on our bikes and hide behind it and just huff the gas.
Just get high.
Bro, we would be cooked, dude. Just like unbelievable.
A trail of dead mosquitoes around, everybody's singing.
Bro, yeah. Dude, if I got went near a bird, it would die after that. Like anything that could fuck the airwaves was dead. I couldn't even pick up AM radio, bro. I was like, anything that could fly that was something fun. I remember being in the woods and somebody would say like, I saw something, and then you would run. The fear that went, you didn't see anything, somebody did, and they started to leave, and suddenly you were alone. Even if you were one step alone in the woods from your friend, it was like, it's gonna get me. There was
the
like
unknown.
Yeah,
we used to.
That was the best.
Drunk.
Yep. Dude, I got arrested in Mississippi one time. We're all high at some house. One time I was drunk and high, and they found a kid upstairs in this house, and they said it was somebody's kid, and we're all like, that ain't our kid. And then we all went to jail, you know? You can't get all fucked up in a house if there's a kid sleeping upstairs, you know? Cool. And they said, this kid is here. Everybody's going in for contributing to delinquency of a minor. They took the kids in, you know? They said, you guys are fucked, man. And whose kid is this? They brought a kid down from upstairs, and everybody was like, I didn't know there was a kid in there. Imagine being in a house for a long time, having a great time. Suddenly, a kid comes downstairs that nobody knows, right? They put us in the slave shackles, you know, the things they put between two legs, you know, and then hook you to the person in front of you. Put us in that shit, dude, and we had to walk downstairs. So it was the dumbest thing ever, bro. It must have taken us 40 minutes to get downstairs in these fucking leg shackles with these two stupid cops. And I was like, well, I don't know that kid. And they're like, you're fucking going to jail.
Who is the kid?
That's where you know, the defense rests, brother. That was my question. Who was a kid? But they brought this kid down, and then later there was a rumor that this was a stage kid. They were high. And then people thought that they were taking a kid around and putting him in places, and you know, like the cops were just busting people like that.
Oh wow!
But they would sneak him in the back and put him in people's houses and come down in pajamas, and then.
I'm going to let you know we have these new hoodies, the Onward hoodies, in the merch shop. These are my favorite template of hoodie ever that we've ever had. I think you will love them and enjoy them. They're at theovonstore.com, and thank you so much for your support. Today's guest is a stand-up comedian. He has 2 podcasts, Tuesdays with Stories with Joe List and We Might Be Drunk with Sam Morrill. He's touring all over this year. He's a one of one. He's a new father, and he has a new series out called Page to Stage, where comedians take something from their notebook and you see it build until it gets performed. Today's guest is a one of one, my Louisiana brethren, Mr. Mark Norman.
You flying out today?
Yeah, my stepdad is sick, so I got to go see him.
Geez,
I know, I'm bummed. I wanted to be there for Kill Tony.
Oh yeah.
Are you doing it?
Doing it with Kid Rock, so that'll be. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna really zing him. That's the only way I can get to him, because if I do it at his house, he'll, sick his security guards on me and call me the N-word.
Dude, I didn't know. Oh yeah, dude, he has a dog that can say the N-word. I saw.
Was it a what? Black Lab? I hope.
Oh yeah, dude. BLM, bro.
Black Labs matter.
Of course it is, dude.
Hopefully it's not a German Shepherd.
He thought a Black Lab was a place where they tested barbecue sauce. I was like, here, get on mic.
That's where they make sickle cell.
Yeah, dude. I was like, bro, that's not. I was like, Bob, you got the wrong idea, man. So you're doing Kill Tony coming up
Tonight, yeah.
Tonight.
Oh yeah, at the what is it? The Bridgestone. Oh yeah. Yeah, very exciting. I feel like Nate Bargatze.
Yeah, I know, huh? Have you done one on that big of a level? That's big, man.
No, I've done arena shows, but I've never done like a panel with jokes and zingers, and that's gonna be weird. Just making fun of these poor open micers in front of 20,000 people.
Dude, and imagine them getting up there. That many people, they're gonna be shook. How could you have a good set?
That's insane. I mean, it's like losing your virginity to Pamela Anderson. Well, that's a dated. Who's the new hot lady?
Who is it now?
Oprah?
No, it's
Give me, Rihanna. Who do the kids like?
Oh,
Sydney Sweeney. That's
Sydney
a good one.
Sweeney.
Look at the tits on Dickless.
God. Oh, wow.
Holy hachi machi.
She seems like a beautiful young lady, huh?
Very attractive.
She just got separated from her husband, I think.
Oh, hey, you're in.
That's Slurp Lord. I thought about sending her a message, but I don't know what I would say.
Hey, say nice yams, bitch.
Oh, yeah, that's true, dude.
I think she wants that. No one talks to her like that anymore, so it'd probably turn her on.
You think? Oh, I'll definitely say something about that vegetation.
Yeah, she's got some crop circles.
Oh, yeah, brother. Gang, dude.
Is that the ex? That guy looks like a ugly me.
Yeah,
oh, man, I feel
dude.
great.
Yeah, that guy definitely fumbled the breast. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Yeah, right? Yeah, I mean, look, he looks like an Uber driver.
Yeah, dude, it would take you 70 minutes to get her bra on, I think.
Yeah, that's a lot to compact in there.
Oh, you would have to have a buddy. It would almost have to be like two of those guys doing that slingshot thing or whatever.
Yeah, it's like trying to get leaves in a bag.
Oh, yeah, dude. Wow.
So look, that is a lovely, lovely lady. It's good to know that a blonde with huge cans that's back.
Fuck yeah, that's a great point, dude. She could be anything. We need flight attendants like this now.
Ooh, yeah, good. They're all gay now.
Oh, they're all gay. Even a woman like you're. I remember trying to hit on this lady, and she's like, I'd love to go out with you, but I'm only going to be a woman for like another week. And I was like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, damn.
That's what this flight attendant said. I was like, oh, come on.
Good Lord. Where's she connecting? In Transville?
I know, dude. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Transylvania. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they're all gay now. They used to be very attractive. It's like these sky homos. They've taken over the air.
Yeah, dude. Oh. It is, dude, I feel like when you get on, you have to protect your straightness. The second you get on there,
Yeah.
I lock in, dude. I tell my penis, I say, you know what we're here for? We're just here to get from A to B.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Do not look around.
Yes.
They're going to tempt you. It'll be like a kind of a guy, like a guy possibly dressed as a woman walking through with liquor or snacks. Or
I think they've picked it up a little bit, but we had some crazy flights for a while, like Upside Down and flights.
Inside Out.
Yeah.
Trying to show all these people what it's all about, dude. They had Run DMC flying one of the planes, dude.
Well, Run DEI. But yeah, look at that. Upside Down. It's like the movie Flight with Denzel.
We ride here. Dude, and you have to listen to DMX when you get out of that plane, right?
Yeah,
There's no way. The plane's upside down, and now we have to exit. There's no way I don't bounce a track on my phone right there. Dude, I put on probably some DMX.
Oh, yeah.
As you walk out.
What you really want?
Yeah, what you really want from a flight?
Yeah. I want some peanuts and an upright plane.
Yeah, dude.
It's a wacky time.
There was something you had. I want to talk to you about a bunch of stuff. You have a new child.
Yes. Not mine.
I can't. I can't.
Matt Rife. He got it there.
Dude, unreal. And a lot of people thought Matt Rife is that guy who's trying to live forever, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's got that beautiful face. He's shiny.
Oh.
He looks new.
He looks very... Yeah, a lot of people thought that's Matt Rife, Brian Johnson.
This guy, why does the guy who lives forever have to be annoying? You want if the guy's going to live forever, you'd like him to be fun.
I know, dude. Why couldn't the guy that lives forever be...
You want like John Daly to live forever, you know?
Yeah.
Although he'll die tomorrow.
Well, especially because Hooters just went bankrupt, which is crazy.
Damn.
He was keeping it in business, dude.
I bet. Yeah, that guy could house some wings.
Bro, and he would walk in, it would always be empty. Restaurant chain Hooters goes bust and files for bankruptcy protection.
What is this, the Asian version?
And there is and if you can't see on the YouTube, on the video right now, there is a all Asian women in Hooters in Hooters attire. Where's that photo taken? Can you give me some information? Can you scroll up or down or something? There you go. Chinese waitresses dressed in orange shorts and t-shirts cheer while welcoming the arriving guests at the Hooters restaurant in Beijing.
Oh, shit. Damn, they're stealing everything from us.
Yeah, they got it. Hooters is going bust. The U.S. restaurant chain known for chicken wings and its skinny Hooters girls waitstaff outfits has filed for bankruptcy protection.
Whoa.
HOA Restaurant Group filed for the motion for Chapter 11. It's the latest legacy restaurant chain running into financial trouble amid high food and labor prices. Well, is that really why?
Yeah, I saw a couple of porkers in there on the last few years.
Yeah, let's just say that they got probably so many articles saying that they couldn't hire good tits in there anymore.
Right. You got to be inclusive.
Yeah.
So you got to get the wheelchair Hooter. You got to get the Downsy Hooter.
Yeah, you got to get an actual owl in there. It's like,
sure.
What are we doing?
Yeah, it's a tough time. It's the end of an era, but we still got Twin Peaks.
Ooh.
Just a sleeper that they just kept low and didn't talk, and now they're still around.
Yeah, that's like the Utah tits. Those tits are clean over there.
Clean. They're like the Kieran Culkin.
Yeah.
Macaulay's gone. He was hot for a while, but now Kieran's taking over. We got to go to Beijing.
God, dude.
I got to be honest, I never felt comfortable at a Hooters. Like, I like tits, I like wings, but I felt weird. It's just some girl named Stacy who's trying to make a few bucks, and I'm like, can I look at her? Can I not look at her?
Right.
What would I do here?
There's a lot of them are like, I'm a model, and it's like, what are you? You know, will you model those sodas over here for me? Like, not in a bad way, but it's like, look, I want to support your modeling. I will tip a little bit extra.
Sure.
But we want to eat, too. I don't want to...
Yes. And then am I supposed to ogle you? Am I a creep? I never know what to do.
Right. Are you just a waitress? Are you... Yeah,
it was
what
a
are
gray
you?
area.
If I have you sign my 11-year-old son's back with a Sharpie...
Right,
am I a fucking sick dad or whatever?
Exactly. And then do I tip you by putting the money in your G-string? You know, like a strip club, at least you know. We're all here to see tits and ass. Everybody's on board.
Right. Hooters was this vague thing where like, hey, while you're a pervert... order like let's get some fucking protein in you.
And then if you go, sometimes you go with a girl, like you'd be at a work lunch and the whole gang would go and you're like, well, I got this lady here, she's in HR and she's fat, now we got the hot blonde, and the whole thing is awkward.
Yeah.
And then you try to make it equal, you're like, oh well, they should have a place called Nuts that we could take you, Shelly. You know, and she's like, I'm good.
Yeah, and she's been losing her hair because she has like iron deficiency or something.
Anemia.
Oh, that'll get you.
That was my black ex.
Yeah, dude, Hooters is shutting down. John Daly is going to have nowhere. Because, you know, he used to live in a Hooters. He lived in a...
I can see that.
Didn't John Daly live in a Hooters? Bring that up?
No way. I thought you were joking. That's amazing.
John Gruden had an office apparently at Hooters headquarters, and John Daly had a special... I've been saying this for years. It's like, yeah, you can have... Like, you can literally, next month, you could have Wolf Blitzer fighting that, who was that, like, Save the Whales, like, kind of
AOC
kid or whatever that was like, you are
Elliot
not
Page?
representing us.
Oh, David Hogg?
No, you are not. It was a woman, more woman than...
More woman.
you are not speaking for us.
Oh, Greta Thunberg.
Greta Thunberg.
What happened to her, by the way?
Bro,
she jumped ship.
Well, she started saying stuff that liberals didn't agree. She started like, oh, she was speaking out for Palestine, and now they're like, ah, fuck her.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, what about the environment? I thought that was her. She would take a steamboat from Sweden to yell at somebody on a soapbox.
Well, the second she wore that Palestinian garb, they're like, nah, she doesn't even make any sense anymore.
Oh, damn. Wow. How old is she now? Has she got an OnlyFans?
I don't.
Okay. Oh, 22. All right. She's of age.
Oh, we're going to hell.
I'm
But hey, we're going together. Dude,
well, she got a solar-powered vibrator.
Remember?
Check out my carbon foot fetish.
This is fucking crazy, bro. Are you always this funny? This is you've changed my life today, dude.
Oh, well, I'm hungover. I'm on no sleep, so I'm riding off gay fumes here.
No sleep till Brooklyn. No, dude, remember the other comics they had? Wild Bill. Remember Wild Bill?
Oh, Wild Bill Dykes.
Wild Bill Dykes, dude.
He was on some TV show, like Bar Rescue, some bullshit
That's
like
right.
that. And I was like, he's been on TV. And same with you. I was like, you've been on TV. I couldn't believe it.
Wild fucking Bill Dykes, dude. A legend, dude.
But that's the thing. You had to wait to get tapped to get on TV. And you got 6 seconds on some weird show. And now we got the internet, so we can just put it all out there.
Yeah. Now you can just be like, hey, I'm an alcoholic, and just tell people straight up.
Exactly.
And a lot of comedians in New Orleans were just alcoholics that were
Oh.
trying to stay away from their families or wives at night.
100%.
Let's say that factually, and no judgment. I didn't have a wife or anything at that time, but you'd see guys coming in, have a couple in their car.
Yes, exactly. I was terrified. I had stage fright like a motherfucker.
Well, we all had stage fright and salt poisoning from living in Louisiana, the gout capital.
Oh yeah, a lot of sodium.
Yeah, they had that one comic, Black Gout or whatever his name was. He was just like kind of an older black guy.
Yeah, well, the black comics all had like chicken fry, cornbread, red bean.
Yep.
They all had cool names. Salami, Rob. Yeah, they were fun. Gumbo Jones.
Spicy Child Evasion.
Sickle Cell
Wilson.
Johnson. Yeah, those were wild times. And we all got along.
Oh, it was so much fun.
So much fun.
T-Ray, remember him?
T-Ray!
Bro,
Holy
he was
shit.
a pro when we started.
That dude was a legend in Louisiana.
He was a legend, dude.
First comic I ever saw, remember the Funny Bone in Baton Rouge?
Yes.
They had a Funny Bone. I saw Chris Porter there in like 2002 or something. Yeah. And he was killing. I still remember his act. He had a bit about, he's like, smoking and drinking, they go together. You can drink without smoking, but you can't smoke without drinking. It's kind of like you can take a piss without shitting, but you can't shit without pissing. And I was like, blew my fucking mind.
Where are we?
Yeah.
God, dude. Yeah, Chris Porter. And that's when he got on to Last Comic, too.
Yes.
Remember? And that's when kind of the handicapped era started on Last Comic. With Josh Blue, who was
That's
hilarious, who made... Josh
So
Blue was
funny.
one of the best at having a disability, but also being a comedian, right?
Yeah.
But I think it definitely launched a wave of, and it kind of ended with that guy who faked having cancer for Ellen or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
Chocolate Cancer. What was that guy's name? The comedian? What was that guy's name?
I think it was Bob Melanoma.
Oh, yeah, I think it was. Oh, I think it was Jarvis Malignant. That's crazy.
Yeah, he colon cancer Powell. But
dude, it was fucking Benign Johnson.
You better get that lump checked out, Peter. But yeah, he I feel bad calling him out, but he got kind of called out, and then he got an HBO special, then it all just went to shit.
Yeah, well, let's just click on that right there. Whatever happened to the comedian that Quincy Jones was his name. Jones graduated from on August 25th, Jones was diagnosed with stage 4 mesothelioma and given 1 year to live. He began receiving treatment with chemo. Friends set up a Kickstarter for him to produce a stand-up comedy special starring Jones. His story went viral after he appeared on Ellen. After he raised $50,000, wow, that's incredible. Jones filmed a comedy special at the Terragram Ballroom in L.A. Titled Burning the Light. That's a great name for him.
I am a good sense of humor.
Yeah, sometimes we forget about that along the way, man. You are.
Right.
How long you want to live for it then, you think, Kat? You got to check out, when you ever think about it?
I was promised that I won't have to deal with that. So I don't consider it. I do know that, I don't have any things that I have to do in order to go out the way I would like. So that's a blessing, and about one of the best you can get, is being okay with the body of work and the legacy and the feelings and the emotions that you left, And I still haven't done my best. Like, comedically, like, I'm still not my funniest. Like, I'm still not working hard enough. Like, I'm still not, I still haven't made a complete package of myself yet. So
Do you think some comedians start to feel like they have, and that's a trap? Or do
most comedians have, though.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm saying that becomes part of the career, is the fact that a lot of guys that are doing comedy right now were funny from 1995 to 2004. They're still working.
Yeah.
They're still generating income. But their best comedy is long behind them. They're not that comedian that was thinking something was funny and writing it down and figuring a way to get this to the people. And so, yeah, it happens.
What sidetracks comedians? I guess it could be all types of things, huh? What sidetracks them from maybe fulfilling their
Excellence is difficult, but to be mediocre, it's no pressure. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Like, if you don't feel like you have to be the funniest person that this crowd has seen tonight, then you don't. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's gonna jam you up about it. They'll go, oh, you were funny. And for a lot of people, that's enough.
How do you pick you've had a lot of openers, like I've met a lot of your openers over the years here and there. How do you choose them, man? How do you choose these guys or women? You need a lighter?
Whether you're, no, I have no needs. I apologize. I choose them based upon whether their point of view is unique to them. Like, I don't care what a comedian's talking about. That's your business. I don't care what jokes you're making or how your set flows. But are you telling a story about you? Can people see this 8 minutes, 12 minutes you're gonna do and know you and have a chance to like you? If you do that, then you can open for me, because my allegiance is to the people out there in those seats. And I want them to see the very best comedians that I can possibly bring. Somebody they'll enjoy, whether they're male or female or white or black. Just do they come to work? Yeah. Do they have a show for you? You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I care about.
Yeah, I think when I was getting into comedy in the beginning, I wanted people to know me, right? Like I like the jokes, and I want them to laugh and feel good and see different ways that maybe I think and stuff, but I wanted to sell myself. That's what I always thought, I think.
Yeah.
When I first started, I didn't think I don't want you to remember one joke. I want you to remember me, right? Like I felt like this desperate.
That's a star though. See, you knew that you would be a star. That's different than a performer. A performer is based upon the act. What I'm saying is magicians ain't shit unless they doing magic.
Yeah.
Right?
If I see them bitches, yeah, I feel.
Right.
Bro. Terry. But at the time, nobody knew that, you know. We were just children, and he was, and he got a whistle or something. Somebody bought him a whistle. Mm-hmm. And so he would just have us like do these like little games or whatever, you know. And so I don't know if kids were violent during that, or sometimes people would be aggressive or something. But I think maybe that made me nervous about water. My sister almost drowned one time. I thought she did drown. She didn't, but she almost drowned once. So I think just stuff like that. We would go swim in a river, and there weren't a lot of lifeguards. So I think that's super scary, because you know, you get caught with a current or something. It's just real. It can be a lot, you know.
Which river?
The river we were at, I think it was probably part of the Chafuncta, like a little tributary of it.
Dirty water?
Yeah.
That's scary too.
Yeah. Yeah, so just that kind of atmosphere, I guess, maybe. I'm trying to think what made me so scared. And you know what? I don't know if I knew how to swim that great. Yeah, Chafuncta River. I don't know if I knew how to swim that great, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think, yeah, people could. I would love to see you do a water show of some sort one day if you ventured out to that sort of thing.
I appreciate the fact that you're giving me ideas of things that are unprecedented.
Yeah, it'd be really cool, man.
Nobody else has a water show. I love it.
This episode is sponsored by Prize Picks. Do you love firing on sports? Pew, pew. Well, Prize Picks is the best daily fantasy sports app for you. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. You can fire on all your favorite sports like the NBA, NFL, UFC, and many more. Instead of choosing teams, you choose individual players. Each player has a set projection, and you either choose more or less than that set projection. That's what I like about it. That's what makes it so unique. For example, if you think Patrick Mahomes is going to throw for more than 17 completions, you'd pick more. If you think Jalen Hurts is going to launch more than 22 comps, you'd pick more. If you're smart with sports and you know what players are going to perform on what nights, Prize Picks is the best app for you. With the Super Bowl on the horizon, now is the time to get in on Prize Picks. On top of the Play $5, Get $50 offer for all new users with code Theo, the Prize Picks group will also have a free pick live for the Super Bowl. That's right, get a free pick that you can add to your lineup. Now's the best time to get in. Use that promo code Theo and cash in those free picks on top of that. Thank you, Prize Picks. If you love Bitcoin or you're looking to get in crypto, then I've got the right thing for you. I've got what you need. It's MoonPay. That's what I'm introducing you to. It's the easy way to buy or sell crypto using the payment methods you already feel comfortable with. Credit card, debit, PayPal, and even Venmo. Crypto's been on a tear. And if you're thinking about diving into that digital treasure chest, MoonPay's got your back. MoonPay isn't just another player. They've got the experience to make buying crypto as smooth as a freshly paved road. Thank you, MoonPay. I've had my ups and downs with crypto. Once I got so hooked, I was checking prices more and I couldn't even feed my damn baby. I was just too busy checking prices and charts. I sold it all a few times, but like a boomerang, I'm back, thanks to MoonPay. Using MoonPay's app is simpler than a one-string guitar, and it's available on iPhone and Android, so you can always have MoonPay in your pocket. So if you're looking to get into crypto, there's no better place than MoonPay. Head over to moonpay.com/THEO, or you can access them in any of your favorite crypto wallets such as Exodus, Phantom, MetaMask, or Trust Wallet. This is not financial advice, I want to remind you. Trading crypto carries risks, and you could lose your investment. MoonPay is here to facilitate, just like I am, not to advise. Anywhere worth going is worth going in good boots. Find your perfect pair with Tecovas. Tecovas crafts quality Western boots for everyone, from generational ranchers and
that we're all able to share. And that's what would make that reincarnation possible. It just means, yesterday I played that game, and today I'm logging in this experience. And so, yeah, certainly a universal college, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I forget. I get caught up in the minutia of things, and I forget to kind of have this bigger breath of like, this is an experience. It's not a sentence.
An experience in which you're winning.
Right.
And an experience in which you're in a better position than others who have been in this same. You are excelling in a life in which you very well could have turned out to be nothing.
Yeah.
Or another statistic, or just another forgotten body in a ditch. And those were the hazards, right?
Yeah.
And you, Theo Von, made it through all of that and negated all of those horrific possibilities and are here in this position, the best you've ever been, And those are the facts. And if we tell ourselves more of the facts in our head, then we don't hear so much negative, you know?
If we try and just focus on telling ourselves the facts?
Yeah, of how good we're doing. Like, we're much too hard on ourselves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
you know?
I feel that all the time, man.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't know any other way to be almost sometimes. Like, not in a bad way, but yeah, I feel like it's this constant sentence. You know, like I feel like there's always been this to-do list that I don't even make, and it's just always been there. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah.
That's how I feel all the time.
Right.
Like, I got to do, still have to prove it, a constant of approving.
All winners have that disease. It's self-inflicted. It's for you. It's you doing that. And there's nothing wrong with that harsh management. It's what gets you to the point that you're at. But if you have animals, you know that a relationship doesn't do good with just control words, just sit and stay, and there needs to be connection fostered, and treats are the best thing for learning, and so treat yourself with those type of things as well. Like, don't forget to remind yourself of all of the people that you tell stories about, and the fact that that was it for them. That little piece of the story you told, like, they didn't get better. Like, they didn't then change some stuff and go like, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, who was like a role model when you were growing up? Where do you think you got some of your own influences from? Do you think it was from people like actually humans in the world, or do you feel like you had kind of like divine thoughts that came into your head, or guidance? Like, where did that kind of stuff affect you, like when you were younger, do you feel like?
I got it all from books. Like I got it all from books. Like,
what are you smoking, Kat? Sir? Brother?
You smoking?
If it's not pot, I can smoke it.
Right. He said if it's not pot, I can smoke it. Yeah, it's for certain pot.
Oh, it is?
Yes, sir.
Oh, damn, brother. Yeah.
Sorry, if you needed a cigarette, you could have it.
Yeah, I might have a cigarette with you, man.
Sure. What you're getting ready to have is not even available in this place that we live in. I mean,
what?
California. LA?
Oh, they don't have Newports here?
Yeah, they're not allowed to do menthols. So racist.
Yeah, it's weird. You can burn down a whole town, but you can't have a Newport.
Right.
Brother too?
I got a brother too, and he was hard to
Older?
love. Now he's a little easier to love.
You guys fight?
No.
Oh, okay.
One of us hit the other one with a chair once when we were young.
Oh, really? What was that over?
I don't know. One of us was wearing a disguise, so I don't remember who was who.
Oh.
But it was violent. It was like one of the most violent things that ever happened to me.
Wait,
and it was a nice chair. It was an antique. Yeah.
And then you have two sisters.
You know what I don't like about Gary? These videos make me mad because, bro, when I start laughing, my forehead vein comes out, and when it's a video like this, it's really out for like 10 minutes, man. It makes me a little self-conscious. Damn it.
Sisters?
I have two sisters. Mm-hmm. One of them lives kind of by the interstate, and one of them actually just got fat recently, like this past year.
Dude, you're killing
And that
me.
doesn't mean I'm serious, man. And I'm not trying to be rude to anybody that's bigger or not. You know, I might be gay when I get older.
Yeah.
So you never know. To me, you never know what life has kind of in store for you, or what's around the next turn. And then she hit my nuts like that, dude. And if you have nuts, if you have a quarter square inch of pressure on your nuts, bro. Yeah. If a damn acorn falls off a 7-inch tree and lands on your nuts, bro, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, why is that?
Because your nuts is they are insecure. I'll say that. Your nuts are insecure. That's just what they are. But I'll say this, the skin on your nuts, come on. Actually, that's a nice material. There's no doubt. If I had a couple of some damn ball skin loafers or something to put my feet in while I watch television? Yeah. Oh, boy.
All right, let's do it.
You guys are married or no?
I wish I get married, but
Come on, man. I'm turning around.
But what kind of girls do you like?
I'll go one girl.
You have a girlfriend?
I got a girlfriend.
What?
Fuck it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? Where did you meet her?
Yeah. I know her. I was in school together.
Oh, hell yeah.
You never been in school before?
Yes. I finished school. What grade are you in?
Me.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the best way probably to introduce a Filipino to some whites, well, God, I think first of all, do a gender reveal. That's what I would do.
Chad, he held that motherfucker, man. He said, you didn't let go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I finished school. What grade are you in?
Me.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the best way probably to introduce a Filipino to some whites, well, God, I think first of all, do a gender reveal. That's what I would do. Hide him behind a tree, let everybody in your family guess what ethnicity he's going to be, and then run him out there. So that's what I would do. I would do a ethnicity reveal where you put him in a box or put him behind a tree, and then you let your family guess what ethnicity he's going to be, and then get one of those smoke things, and maybe it makes, I don't want to say yellow smoke. I mean, you can't do that. That's racist. Just, you know what? Don't do the smoke thing. Have him come out from behind the tree and say, here he is.
Last night, you said one of my,
Here
I
he
was thinking
is.
about it all day. You were like, we were talking about the Holocaust
I
again.
love this.
And then you were like, Hitler, how far did Hitler live from the Holocaust?
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's been fucking me up all day.
Really?
It's so funny, dude. Thinking of him, you think Hitler commuted to do the Holocaust?
I didn't
like went to work.
I didn't know, man.
Like he checked into an office. It was like, all right, this is good. This is what I planned.
You need to get Cat Williams on here.
Oh, I would love for him.
Yeah. He definitely knows about you.
I got a statue of him at home.
Really?
Yeah, I got a Christmas statue. It's like a Christmas Cat Williams that I have in my home. I bought it at Michael's a few years ago.
What? Why would you? What even inspired that? What is the reason?
I saw it. They had 2 left in there, and they was on
sale.
I didn't think they should have been.
But dude, it is crazy. I bet a lot of people that have deficiencies and stuff like that.
What do you mean?
Immediately think you're their guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see somebody with like a vitamin deficiency or like severe, DNA deficiency or something, immediately being like a chromosome deficiency, being like, oh, this is our guy, this is our mayor, this is our Wizard of Oz.
This is our governor right here.
You don't think that at all?
That's our colonel.
The first gay I ever met, the first gay dude I ever met, this dude, Billy Conforto, was like the toughest gay dude. So he could like fight and he was gay. Nobody'd ever seen it. So that changed it.
Yeah, some gay dudes can fight, man. For real. Like, for real fight.
Game for a lot of homophones because of like, who's this queer,
Oh, dude.
And then you're like, oh, if that dude knocks me out and then makes love to me, it's going to be a 0 for 2 tonight,
Yeah, that's a more than 2 points.
Yeah.
It's like a 10-8 round.
These are dying from the heat.
Is it the heat?
It's definitely more than 2 points. Gary, this video is not real. Oh, I'm telling you right now.
Yep, they're evaporating, they ejaculate, and their whole body blows up.
Is that real?
Bring it up, Jamie.
Bring it up, Jamie.
Bees ejaculating themselves to death in heat waves.
Yeah, baby,
Oh my God,
spring
you're
break,
telling the
baby.
truth. I thought you were just
Spring
making
break.
shit
So
up.
did I.
Click on that.
If I'm with a girl, at the comic store, and you walk up and you say something like,
I
"Hey,
am a
you like
bee
hanging
for
out with
real."
a boiled egg," and then you walk away giggling, it don't make me look good, and it hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? It's like that's not a layup. You go up there and you go pop, 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 right, and then you just walk away. I get nothing from you, right? Yeah. But you know what, dude? She laughed, and that's good. Well, I wasn't trying to like throw you under the rickshaw or whatever. I was just I was like. I thought a boiled egg was like important in y'all's community. Or whatever. Yeah. He had a kid that would always bring ants in from outside, and he'd put them in his fucking pockets. And like halfway through the next class, he'd have fucking ants all over him, and he'd have to go to the nurse or whatever. So he was always kind of cheating the system or whatever to get out of class, But he was a fucking real kind of zookeeper of a boy, if you will, You know what I'm talking about? Or just different types of kids growing up.
So why?
Just so he could get bit later, and then he could tell the teacher.
Where's he finding all these ants?
Outside. Unlimited ants from God. They just had as many as you could want in the schoolyard. It wasn't,
Why you just picking them up?
Yeah, they're free, brother. Yeah. If you're in
How is KSI not laughing at that? That's
Ireland and you're on stage and you yell out England, they go bonkers, dude. They will start eating the freckles off of each other. They so I guess it's united, but it's competitive. So that's what they should call it, probably the competitive kingdom.
And I'm actually coming to your show in Chattanooga and bringing my Filipino boyfriend with me.
Oh, damn, boy. Mommy popping that Pinot out, huh? That Filipino. And I've always wanted to create a wine called Filipino Grigio, and how that hasn't been done, and how that, that there's not a Pinot out there. Some kids, they confuse jalapenos and Filipinos, Some brother, you got to probably spray some WD-40 on them, you know what I'm saying? I've seen some guys that...
You and this brother word is crazy. All right, I get it, yes. What brothers you know that use the oily stuff? What brothers have you run into? Oh, okay, that's the oily lotion that's like...
Oh, I've seen a brother that maybe been in the wind or something a little bit, and he, ducks around a building, and he'll just... he'll work as a door hinge for the next year if he needs to, I got a good upper medium, man.
Yeah.
I got
upper medium is solid.
I got that candy corn. My shit built like a candy corn. Pull up a candy corn, Zach.
Don't pull up a candy corn.
Good, bro. I'm gonna get you up on game,
so
baby.
it start big, go down small.
No.
Okay.
Like that, baby.
Yeah. So
like my shit's shaped like the piece that lands back on Earth after the shuttle goes up. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Like that little thing that floats down with the parachute.
Part of my family's from Nicaragua, bro. And it's not a racial slur. Yeah, my father's from Nicaragua.
What?
Yeah, Nicaragua, bro. Where my Nick Gar's at, huh?
A little too close.
Okay, sorry. And hopefully the audio is clear on that.
Yeah, it
so
is.
people
It's
know.
okay. I got your back. There's a C in there.
Dude, I used to do. Sometimes I would do so much cocaine, my freaking eyes would dry out. And
look at your grind.
Look at his face when he says it, bro. It's like, well,
A little too close.
Okay, sorry.
it's like, yeah, we're getting canceled.
And hope.
Oh my god, bro.
Hopefully the audio is clear on that.
Yeah, it is. It's okay. I got your back. There's a C in there.
Dude, I used to do. Sometimes I would do so much cocaine, my freaking eyes would dry out. And
look at you grinding. You're thinking about it.
Oh, dude, yeah. I remember I had to lick my hands and then rub it into my eyes.
Whoa, you go deep, huh?
Oh, dude.
But you're that dude. You go deep with whatever the you're doing.
I
Let's
like
go.
to get right on the I like to be a peeping Tom if I can. I'll watch your whole family eat dinner. I used to love that shit.
On
boy.
coke?
Huh?
On coke?
On anything, boy. I fucking love to.
That's one of my favorite things. I watch your whole family eat dinner.
Watch a family eat from the distance. Once you popped up into like rabbits, I was out.
Yeah, I don't want to be weird, man, but when I'm driving like by an expensive neighborhood, I like to see like how people kit up their home, like what kind of painting you got and shit. What kind of kitchen table are y'all rocking with? Is that weird?
When you
Oh my God, bro.
Okay, buddy.
What happened? Is that a hate crime? Are we gay? What happened? One time we did some LSD, right? We were children, right? And so we went to the Waffle House because it was open, So we get there, dude. My buddy starts laughing so hard. He's like kind of convulsing a little bit, my buddy Scott. And the waiter was a black gentleman and a gay guy. And we'd never seen a gay black dude, right? So anyway, he starts doing the Heimlich maneuver on my buddy, right? And he wasn't choking. He was just losing his shit because he was so fucking geeked up on LSD, right? So, bro.
This dude's doing a Heimlich and he's not even choking?
He's not even fucking choking.
Did you tell him he wasn't choking?
I couldn't speak. I was laughing so fucking hard.
Oh my god. Dude.
Mention Joe Rogan's teenage boner lock underwear.
Do you know Elvis had a boner in a movie? There was a movie.
I believe it.
Something some movie with women. I forget what it's called. Women are in the title. But there's a scene where Elvis is with this girl, and she's pretty fucking hot. And Elvis is like dancing with her, and he's got a full rod, like it's poking out of his pants, and they left it in there.
Damn.
They didn't even cut around it.
So when I get real excited, even still, I'll grab my penis and squeeze it. Do you ever do that?
When it's hard or soft?
When it's soft.
You just grab it?
Yeah, like it makes
Wake
me
up,
feel.
bitch.
No, it's just
What are
like.
you saying?
Like, yeah. Let me think.
I don't like to squeeze it when it's soft. It hurts.
Yeah, it makes
Here
me
it
feel
is.
kind of fired up.
So Elvis in this scene, yeah. The walls have ears. Look at that. Got a full.
Damn.
Back that up a little bit.
Daddy running that rod out there, huh?
Watch this as he moves. Watch this. Watch this right there, bro.
Ooh.
He's got a boner.
That's that 11-pound test he's
Look
got
at her.
going on.
Look how she backs her
Yes.
her vagina back. Like, yes, she realizes something's going on there.
Immediately.
Bro, women were different back then. No one worked out.
Oh, well, it's like if you go to like Europe now, it's almost like they don't have a lot of gyms and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Italy, I noticed that.
Yeah, you go to
I've been
Italy, you're
a
like,
few times. Their gyms are bullshit. Like, where the fuck are your weights?
it's like a pizzeria. Every gym they're just serving pizza. There's just people eating pizza. Like, yeah.
They had like one of these cable machines. The cables were fucked up. I was trying to do chin-ups off of it.
It just got cable. It was like a direct TV. You're just watching shows.
They had one treadmill. This was like a nice place I was staying at.
That's maybe that's just Italy. I thought it was maybe in France too, but I realized that when I was in Europe one time. I said, damn, they don't really have. They're not as concerned with like the appearance of the fitness, you know.
I just don't think it's part of the culture. The culture is about eating and drinking wine and relaxing and having fun, and they have a different view on things. I don't know what's better or worse, but they seem to have a more relaxed take on things.
Yeah.
And their food's better. So maybe they're right.
Well, our food is all stressed out, you know. I think even the meat you get is stressed. And I was thinking about this the other day, dude. The other day I had a steak like on a Tuesday or something, dude. Like steak used to be like, remember steak was for,
Yeah.
dude, I remember the first time I saw a steak, I think I was 19 or 22 years old. First time I saw a steak, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I'm dyslexic.
Okay.
Yeah. Now
All
we're
right.
getting somewhere.
Yeah,
huh?
now we're finding out more about Monica.
And I just figured that out.
Yeah, huh? Let's see them tits.
No,
then, you
no.
know? Joking.
Where are they?
I'm joking. I'm just saying, you know, it's how, you know, it's like a thing like that.
That's a thing. That's a thing. This is like what she used to hear back in the hallways of the school that she left.
Let's see them stit.
Yeah, like, and you should do blackface if you're in a wheelchair. Who's gonna
yeah. No one's gonna say anything to you.
Not a thing. What are they gonna say?
Yeah.
And whose side would you be on at that point? That's an interesting thing to think about.
That is an excellent question, because I feel like if you have any amount of decency, you're gonna side with blackface.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like, if you are a decent human being at your core, you're gonna be like, this man can't stand.
Yeah.
Let him do what he wants to his face.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
Yeah.
all he has
That's
left.
all he's got. Yeah.
I will say that they had a lady with big boobs who, it was trans person who had big boobs, and the kids were loving it at school.
Just
So there you go. This lady has got those frickin' damn rib bonnets, dude. She's got some bangers.
There's a place for her at Hangers and Bangers.
Bro, there's no way you can't, there's no way you can park in front of those and not get a ticket, huh?
Do you think there could be a place where, and this is kind of a good...
Look at that one, dude. Oh my God.
What do you think?
What?
What is she teaching? Dude, is she in whiteface? Go up.
Oh, she probably is, like Lester Holt. He's a white dude. I've always long thought that. Yeah, he has a very like there you go.
I mean, that's white. That's whiteface, dude.
How can you have huge tits and have a look on your face like you're looking at huge tits at the same time? But see, this is how they're tricking people, and this is probably Biden doing this.
Yeah.
Because
solid minutes, 6 solid minutes, and so we just took a We took a flight we were in New York, like a quick flight to Portland, Maine. We shot the rest of the episode and just never said anything about it.
Really?
Like you watch the Portland episode, it's like half of it's in Maine, half of it's in Oregon.
Yeah.
I think what we're really saying is that if you're a parent of a small white child, do you have any nerve, or are you a coward? You know,
That's true.
Are
huh?
you gonna paint your kid's face black, or are you just gonna be weak?
Yep. Because now's the time.
Now's the time to show who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halloween is what? August, September, 3 months away,
Yeah.
boy.
Plenty of time to order product.
Get that shade, baby. Now, what if you came out with Segura Safe Shade for blackfacing?
Yeah.
This clip isn't gonna go over well.
I know it's not. It's gonna hurt one day.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
I'm just saying things. Bert's texting me what to say. I don't vacation anywhere where the Bible happened, really, because so much shit happened there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's
wow. Can you imagine that?
I know, like the absolute horror of that.
And the father just kept recording.
I think it's someone else. I think somebody else is recording.
I guess you'd want to see him at your last time seeing him. I don't know how you'd be. I don't have any children.
No, I think you're.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just swimming there. And I don't think people know what's going on at first. Yeah.
That must have been right when it hit him, huh? Because
it's a tiger shark. Yeah, look, his legs were up in the air. I don't know if you looked. If you see that, take it back a few seconds. Look right here where he gets pulled under and then his legs go straight up.
You're a food doctor. Is there something that you eat or drink to help with that?
I mean, we all know about the pineapple juice, right?
Right.
I think celery juice is about quantity, not quality. What else?
What about like sweet potato fries?
I don't think that would hurt.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Lima beans make it frothy. A lot of people don't know
Red
that.
band, don't do that. Very bad. That's disgusting, Red band. It's horrible.
Brewing that frappe, huh?
Max, what else do you do for fun? You're 20.
Next thing you know, you're on tour.
Yeah, yeah. They'd be like, "Do you know this guy? He's fucking wild." Yeah. He paralyzed his mother. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah, and then you're on the wheelchair mother tour. You're selling and you have these
and
t-shirts.
she forgives you.
Yeah.
She's your mom. Yeah. You're not gonna go to prison. She forgives you. Yeah, its charges are dropped, and you get her like one of the state-of-the-art Sprinter van with the fucking thing that goes up.
Yeah.
Those are amazing.
And it plays the best is for I think a lot of handicapped people love it when you put that horn on it like I don't like is when people pretend somebody doesn't have Down syndrome.
Yeah,
you know?
too many people doing that.
Well, in our town growing up, they would do that a lot. And it'd be like, Eric has Down syndrome, you know? And they're like, no, he doesn't. You know, like,
Well,
all right.
Well,
you know? Like, well, he's not doing great today.
Yo, his service is just slow.
Yeah.
At least they're doing it in Europe, dude. So
Then
the
he
service is slow anyways.
Then he didn't get enough rest, you know? I mean, but pretty crazy. I wonder what other afflictions you could have and also have like a cool place, you know?
And establishment, be incorporated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if they had
Dude, what if there was a spot where every single person had like herpes? Like everyone in here has genital herpes. They're serving you fucking the hamburger.
Hamburgers and herpes, yeah. Bro, what about eggs and eczema? Yeah, you just go. The guy's like, oh, you want some salt on that? And he just rubs his skin off like that. Dude, what about Pepsi and Hep C? You're like, hey, you want something to drink? Check your crotch. Yeah, that'd be it. Going on, so I'm gonna start over.
They said, I just read an article. It was like, they have a scene. It was in a brothel. Again, no spoilers, but there's a scene where they're in a brothel, and the main actress was like, they had extras in there who met each other that day, who had to 69 for 14 hours on set that day.
Really? Okay. This is my question for you then, man. If you're throwing out some real gas out here, would you rather be the person on the top or on the bottom, you think?
Bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're chilling.
Yeah.
You could rest. I bet they made them switch like every half hour.
But no, because continuity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You get deep into editing, you find out they had to stay exactly the same spot. Yeah. And probably doing the same thing, too.
Oh.
It's not a joke, dude. They probably had to literally, because they're doing the same shot over and over, and they have to have, if they switch angles, the people in the back have to be doing the same thing. So if you're doing this, and you got to do the same speed, 12 hours.
69 is for children. I think it's hard the older you get, it's harder to do.
Yeah.
You know, I've always thought that 69 is more for children, not children. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
of age, people who want to fuck that are whatever age, as long as they're both cool with it.
I almost hit an ace in frisbee golf. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty cool.
What is an ace? Is it like a racial slur? Just say what you mean, man. We know who you're talking about.
I love it.
Fucking pussies nowadays, man.
I'm telling you, dude.
Yeah, I think they thought I was some crazy right-wing wigger kind of dude. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of times, and so
that's a great idea for a show.
I pitched it, but they don't. Nobody wants what you pitch.
If that's the log line, they're like, what's this show about? Like, it's just crazy right-wing wigger.
Yeah.
And his friends are like, it's fucking,
dude.
Green light it, let's go. 22 episodes.
BLM, son. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Oh, fuck.
Ellis H. coming in, talking about his real life, laying it down. I love it. Very powerful.
Fuck yeah, baby. BLM, baby.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, never in the world has there been a better time where you could literally set a phone up in your yard.
It's crazy.
And start a carnival.
Yeah, you could.
For the whole world. You could literally say, hey, Mom, come out here. hit her with something, right?
Do you think you'd be able to do that if you had I mean, you're getting into acting a little bit, aren't you? A little thinking about it, or?
Yeah.
So do you think that you'd be able to do that? Do you think you'd be able to? No? What would you say if that was a big part of your script?
Say, look, man, I'm going to try. I'm not going to make any promises, and I think we should have an alternate ending to this scene.
Yeah.
Because my whole life, I've never been a great, you know, that's not been like, I'm good at set. I'm good like when the guy walks to the ring.
Yeah.
And the music's playing, dude.
Yeah.
And they're checking him down, and the big black guy shows up and pats him down or whatever.
But that's before foreplay.
Yeah, but I'm good at that. I'm good at fucking let's be ready.
Yeah.
We ready. I'm good at all the intro music and everything. It's just once it starts, I think sometimes it's just too much. I don't know if it's the viscosity or what it is. And then but I'm just not a distance runner. I'm more of a shot put.
Yeah.
Hey, you know.
But I mean that's in the Olympics. And people can make careers off that. I don't think it's good ones. I think you probably have to have another one as well.
That's true, dude.
But still.
You're lucky to have background on like a Campbell's Chunky Soup ad, I think is
you might actually be in that scene that we were talking about earlier.
16 years old, like, you are so horny.
I think they've picked it up a little bit, but we had some crazy flights for a while, like Upside Down and flights.
Inside Out.
Yeah.
Trying to show all these people what it's all about, dude. They had Run DMC flying one of the planes, dude.
Well, Run DEI. But yeah, look at that. Upside Down. It's like the movie Flight with Denzel.
We ride here. Dude, and you have to listen to DMX when you get out of that plane, right?
Yeah,
There's no way. The plane's upside down, and now we have to exit. There's no way I don't bounce a track on my phone right there. Dude, I put on probably some DMX.
Oh, yeah.
As you walk out.
What you really want?
Yeah, what you really want from a flight?
Yeah. I want some peanuts and an upright plane.
Yeah, dude.
a wacky time.
There was something you had. I want to talk to you about a bunch of stuff. You have a new child.
Yes. Not mine.
I can't.
Matt Rife. He got it there.
Dude, unreal. And a lot of people thought Matt Rife is that guy who's trying to live forever, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's got that beautiful face. He's shiny.
Oh.
He looks new.
He looks very... Yeah, a lot of people thought that that's Matt Rife, Brian Johnson.
This guy, why does the guy who lives forever have to be annoying? You know, you want if a guy's going to live forever, you'd like him to be fun.
I know, dude. Why couldn't the guy that lives forever be...
You want like John Daly to live forever, you know?
Yeah.
Although he'll die tomorrow.
Well, especially because Hooters just went bankrupt, which is crazy.
Damn.
He was keeping it in business, dude.
I bet. Yeah, that guy could house some wings.
Bro, and he would walk in, it would always be empty. Restaurant chain Hooters goes bust and files for bankruptcy protection.
What is this, the Asian version?
And there is a... and if you can't see on the YouTube, on the video right now, there is a picture of all Asian women in Hooters in Hooters attire. Where's that photo taken? Can you give me some information? Can you scroll up or down or something? There you go. Chinese waitresses dressed in orange shorts and t-shirts cheer while welcoming the arriving guests at the Hooters restaurant in Beijing.
Oh, shit. Damn, they're stealing everything from us.
Yeah, they got it. Hooters is going bust. The U.S. restaurant chain known for chicken wings and its skinny Hooters girls waitstaff outfits has filed for bankruptcy protection.
Whoa.
HOA Restaurant Group filed for the motion for Chapter 11. It's the latest legacy restaurant chain to run into financial trouble amid high food and labor prices. Well, is that really why?
Yeah, I saw a couple of porkers in there on the last few years.
Yeah, let's just say that they got probably so many articles saying that they couldn't hire good tits in there anymore.
Right. You got to be inclusive.
Yeah.
So you got to get the wheelchair Hooter. You got to get the Downsy Hooter.
Yeah, you got to get an actual owl in there. It's like,
sure.
What are we doing?
Yeah, it's a tough time. It's the end of an era, but we still got Twin Peaks.
Ooh.
Just a sleeper that they just kept low and didn't talk, and now they're still around.
Yeah, that's like the Utah tits. Those tits are clean over there.
Clean. They're like the Kieran Culkin.
Yeah.
Macaulay's gone. He was hot for a while, but now Kieran's taking over. We got to go to Beijing.
God, dude.
I got to be honest. I never felt comfortable at Hooters. Like, I like tits, I like wings, but I felt weird. It's just some girl named Stacy who's trying to make a few bucks, and I'm like, can I look at her? Can I not look at her? What would I do here?
There's a lot of them are like, I'm a model, and it's like, what are you? You know, will you model those sodas over here for me? Like, not in a bad way, but it's like, look, I want to support your modeling. I will tip a little bit extra.
Sure.
But we want to eat, too. I don't want to...
Yes. And then am I supposed to ogle you? Am I a creep? I never know what to do.
Right. Are you just a waitress? Are you... Yeah,
it was a gray area.
If I have you sign my 11-year-old son's back with a Sharpie...
Right.
Am I a fucking sick dad or whatever?
Exactly. And then do I tip you by putting the money in your G-string? You know, like a strip club, at least you know. We're all here to see tits and ass. Everybody's on board.
Right. Hooters was this vague thing where like, hey, while you're a pervert... orders like let's get some fucking protein in you.
And then if you go, sometimes you'd go with a girl, like you'd be at a work lunch and the whole gang would go and you're like, well, I got this lady here, she's in HR and she's fat, now we got the hot blonde, and the whole thing is awkward.
Yeah.
And then you try to make it equal, you're like, oh, well, they should have a place called Nuts that we could take you, Shelly. You know, and she's like, I'm good.
Yeah, and she's been losing her hair because she has like iron deficiency or something.
Anemia.
Oh, that'll get you.
That was my black ex.
Yeah, dude, Hooters is shutting down. John Daly is going to have nowhere. Because, you know, he used to live in a Hooters. He lived in a...
I can see that.
Didn't John Daly live in a Hooters? Bring that up?
No way. I thought you were joking. That's amazing.
John Gruden had an office apparently at Hooters headquarters, and John Daly had a special... I've been saying this for years. It's like, yeah, you can have, like, you can literally, next month, you could have Wolf Blitzer fighting that, who was that, like, Save the Whales, like, kind of
AOC
kid or whatever that was like, you are
Elliot
not
Page?
representing us.
Oh, David Hogg?
No, you are not. It was a woman, more woman than.
More woman.
You are not for speaking for us.
Oh, Greta Thunberg.
Greta Thunberg.
What happened to her, by the way?
Bro,
she jumped ship.
Well, she started saying stuff that liberals didn't agree. She started like, oh, she was speaking out for Palestine, and now they're like, ah, fuck her.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, what about the environment? I thought that was her. She would take a steamboat from Sweden to yell at somebody on a soapbox.
Well, the second she wore that Palestinian garb, they're like, nah, she doesn't even make any sense anymore.
Oh, damn. Wow. How old is she now? Has she got an OnlyFans?
I don't.
Okay. Oh, 22. All right. She's of age.
Oh, we're going to hell.
I'm
But hey, we're going together. Dude,
well, she got a solar-powered vibrator. I
remember?
Check out my carbon foot fetish.
This is fucking crazy, bro. Are you always this funny? This is the you've changed my life today, dude.
Oh, well, I'm hungover. I'm on no sleep, so I'm riding.
Sleep till Brooklyn. Yeah. No, dude, remember the other comics they had? Wild Bill. Remember Wild Bill?
Oh, Wild Bill Dykes.
Wild Bill Dykes, dude.
He was on some TV show, like Bar Rescue, some bullshit
That's
like
right.
that. And I was like, he's been on TV. And same with you. I was like, you've been on TV. I couldn't believe it.
Wild fucking Bill Dykes, dude. A legend, dude.
But that's the thing. You had to wait to get tapped to get on TV. And you got 6 seconds on some weird show. And now we got the internet, so we can just put it all out there.
Yeah. Now you can just be like, hey, I'm an alcoholic, and just tell people straight up.
Exactly.
And a lot of comedians in New Orleans were just alcoholics that were trying to stay away from their families or wives at night.
100%.
Let's say that factually, and no judgment. I didn't have a wife or anything at that time, but you'd see guys coming in, have a couple in their car.
Yes, exactly. I was terrified. I had stage fright like a motherfucker.
Well, we all had stage fright and salt poisoning from living in Louisiana, the gout capital.
Oh yeah, a lot of sodium.
Yeah, they had that one comic, Black Gout or whatever his name was. He was just like kind of an older black guy.
Yeah, well the black comics all had like chicken fry, cornbread, red bean. Yep. They all had cool names. Salami Rob. Yeah, they were fun. Gumbo Jones.
Spicy Child Evasion.
Sickle Cell
Wilson.
Johnson. Yeah, those were wild times. And we all got along.
Oh, it was so much fun.
So much fun.
T-Ray, remember him?
T-Ray!
Bro,
Holy
he was
shit.
a pro when we started.
That dude was a legend in Louisiana.
He was a legend, dude.
First comic I ever saw, remember the Funny Bone in Baton Rouge?
Yes.
They had a Funny Bone. I saw Chris Porter there in like 2002 or something. Yeah. And he was killing. I still remember his act. He had a bit about, he's like, smoking and drinking, they go together. You can drink without smoking, but you can't smoke without drinking. It's kind of like you can take a piss without shitting, but you can't shit without pissing. And I was like, blew my fucking mind.
Where are we?
Yeah.
God, dude. Yeah, Chris Porter. And that's when he got onto Last Comic, too.
Yes.
Remember? And that's when kind of the handicapped era started on Last Comic. With Josh Blue, who was hilarious, right. Josh Blue was one of the best at having a disability, but also being a comedian, right?
Yeah.
But I think it definitely launched a wave of, and it kind of ended with that guy who faked having cancer for Ellen or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
Chocolate cancer, what was that guy's name? The comedian? What was that guy's name?
I think it was Bob Melanoma.
Oh, yeah, I think it was. Oh, I think it was Jarvis Malignant. That's crazy.
Yeah, he colon cancer Powell, but
dude, it was fucking Benign Johnson.
You better get that lump checked out, Peter. But yeah, I feel bad calling him out, but he got kind of called out, and then he got an HBO special. Then it all just went to shit.
Yeah, well, let's just click on that right there. Whatever happened to the comedian that Quincy Jones was his name. Jones graduated from on August 25th. Jones was diagnosed with stage 4 mesothelioma and given 1 year to live. He began receiving treatment with chemo. Friends set up a Kickstarter for him to produce a stand-up comedy special starring Jones. His story went viral after he appeared on Ellen. After he raised $50,000, wow, that's incredible. Jones filmed a comedy special at the Terragram Ballroom in L.A. Titled "Burning the Light." That's a great name for it. I've been saying this for years. It's like, yeah, you can literally next month you could have Wolf Blitzer fighting that who was that save the whales
AOC
kid or whatever that was like, you are
Elliot
not
Page?
representing us.
Oh, David Hogg?
No, you are not. It was a woman, more woman than.
More woman.
You are not speaking for us.
Oh, Greta Thunberg.
Greta Thunberg.
What happened to her, by the way?
Bro,
she jumped ship.
Well, she started saying stuff that liberals didn't agree. She started like, oh, she was speaking out for Palestine, and now they're like, ah, fuck her.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, what about the environment? I thought that was her. She would take a steamboat from Sweden to yell at somebody on a soapbox.
Well, the second she wore that Palestinian garb, they're like, nah, she doesn't even make any sense anymore.
Oh, damn. Wow. How old is she now? Has she got an OnlyFans?
I don't.
Okay. Oh, 22. All right. She's of age.
Oh, we're going to hell.
I'm
But hey, we're going together. Dude,
well, she got a solar-powered vibrator.
Remember?
Check out my carbon foot fetish.
This is fucking crazy, bro. Are you always this funny? This is you've changed my life today, dude.
Oh, well, I'm hungover. I'm on no sleep, so I'm riding off gay fumes here.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
Yeah.
No, dude, remember the other comics they had? Wild Bill. Remember Wild Bill?
Oh, Wild Bill Dykes.
Wild Bill Dykes, dude.
He was on some TV show, like Bar Rescue, some bullshit
That's
like
right.
that. And I was like, he's been on TV. And same with you. I was like, you've been on TV. I couldn't believe it.
Wild fucking Bill Dykes, dude. A legend, dude.
But that's the thing. You had to wait to get tapped to get on TV. And you got 6 seconds on some weird show. And now we got the internet, so we can just put it all out there.
Yeah. Now you can just be like, hey, I'm an alcoholic, and just tell people straight up.
Exactly.
And a lot of comedians in New Orleans were just alcoholics that were
Oh.
trying to stay away from their families or wives at night.
100%.
Let's say that factually, and no judgment. I didn't have a wife or anything at that time, but you'd see guys coming in, have a couple in their car.
Yes, exactly. And I was terrified. I had stage fright like a motherfucker.
Well, we all had stage fright and salt poisoning from living in Louisiana, the gout capital.
Oh yeah, a lot of sodium.
Yeah, they had that one comic, Black Gout or whatever his name was. He was just like kind of an older black guy.
Yeah, well, the black comics all had like chicken fry, cornbread, red bean.
Red bean.
Yep.
They
all had cool names. Salami Rob. Yeah, they were fun. Gumbo Jones.
Spicy Child Evasion.
Sickle Cell
Wilson.
Johnson. Yeah, those were wild times. And we all got along.
Oh, it was so much fun.
So much fun.
T-Ray, remember him?
T-Ray!
Bro,
Holy
he was
shit.
a pro when we started.
That dude was a legend in Louisiana.
He was a legend, dude.
First comic I ever saw, remember the Funny Bone in Baton Rouge?
Yes.
They had a Funny Bone. I saw Chris Porter there in like 2002 or something. And he was killing. I still remember his act. He had a bit about, he's like, smoking and drinking, they go together. You can drink without smoking, but you can't smoke without drinking. It's kind of like you can take a piss without shitting, but you can't shit without pissing. And I was like, blew my fucking mind.
Where are we?
Yeah.
God, dude. Yeah, Chris Porter. And that's when he got on to Last Comic, too.
Yes.
Remember? And that's when kind of the handicapped era started on Last Comic. With Josh Blue, who was
That's right.
hilarious, who made... Josh
So
Blue was
funny.
one of the best at having a disability, but also being a comedian, right?
Yeah.
But I think it definitely launched a wave of, and it kind of ended with that guy who faked having cancer for Ellen or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
Chocolate Cancer. What was that guy's name? The comedian? What was that guy's name?
I think it was Bob Melanoma.
Oh, yeah, I think it was. Oh, I think it was Jarvis Malignant. That's crazy.
Yeah, he colon cancer Powell, but
Dude, it was fucking Benign Johnson.
you better get that lump checked out, Peter. But yeah, he I feel bad calling him out, but he got kind of called out, and then he got an HBO special. Then it all just went to shit.
Yeah, well, let's just click on that right there. Whatever happened to the comedian that Quincy Jones was his name. Jones graduated from on August 25th. Jones was diagnosed with stage 4 mesothelioma and given 1 year to live. He began receiving treatment with chemo. Friends set up a Kickstarter for him to produce a stand-up comedy special starring Jones. His story went viral after he appeared on Ellen. After he raised $50,000, wow, that's incredible. Jones filmed a comedy special at the Terragram Ballroom in L.A. Titled "Burning the Light." That's a great name for him.
I am a good sense of humor.
Yeah, sometimes we forget about that along the way, man. You are.
Right.
How long you want to live for it then, you think, Kat? You got to check out, when you ever think about it?
I was promised that I won't have to deal with that. So I don't consider it. I do know that, yeah, I don't have any things that I have to do in order to go out the way I would like. So that's a blessing, and about one of the best you can get, you know, is being okay with the body of work and the legacy and the feelings and the emotions that you left, you know? And I still haven't done my best. Like, comedically, like, I'm still not my funniest. Like, I'm still not working hard enough. Like, I'm still not, I still haven't made a complete package of myself yet, so.
Do you think some comedians start to feel like they have, and that that's a trap?
Most comedians have, though. Yeah, I'm saying that becomes part of the career, is the fact that a lot of guys that are doing comedy right now were funny from 1995 to 2004. They're still working.
Yeah.
They're still generating income. But their best comedy is long behind them. They're not that comedian that was thinking something was funny and writing it down and figuring a way to get this to the people. And so, yeah, it happens.
What sidetracks comedians? I guess it could be all types of things, huh? What sidetracks them from maybe fulfilling their
excellence is difficult. But to be mediocre, it's no pressure. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you don't feel like you have to be the funniest person that this crowd has seen tonight, then you don't. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's gonna jam you up about it. They'll go, oh, you were funny. And for a lot of people, that's enough.
How do you pick on? You've had a lot of openers. Like, I've met a lot of your openers over the years here and there. How do you choose them, man? How do you choose these guys or women? You need a lighter?
Whether you're, no, I have no needs. I apologize. I choose them based upon whether their point of view is unique to them. Like, I don't care what a comedian's talking about. That's your business. I don't care what jokes you're making or how your set flows. But are you telling a story about you? Can people see this 8 minutes, 12 minutes you're gonna do and know you and have a chance to like you? If you do that, then you can open for me. Because my allegiance is to the people out there in those seats. And I want them to see the very best comedians that I can possibly bring. Somebody they'll enjoy, whether they're male or female or white or black. Just, do they come to work? Yeah. Do they have a show for you? You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I care about.
Yeah, I think when I was getting into comedy in the beginning, I wanted people to know me, right? Like, I like the jokes, and I want them to laugh and feel good and see different ways that maybe I think and stuff, but I wanted to sell myself. That's what I always thought, I think.
Yeah.
When I first started. I didn't think, I don't want you to remember one joke. I want you to remember me, right? Like, I felt like this desperate.
That's a star, though. See, you knew that you would be a star. That's different than a performer. A performer is based upon the act. What I'm saying is, magicians ain't shit unless they doing magic.
Yeah.
Right?
If I see them bitches, yeah, I feel.
Right.
Bro. Terry. But at the time, nobody knew that. You know, we were just children, and he was, and he got a whistle or something. Somebody bought him a whistle. Mm-hmm. And so he would just have us like do these like little games or whatever, you know. And so I don't know if kids were violent during that, or sometimes people would be aggressive or something, but I think maybe that made me nervous about water. My sister almost drowned one time, I thought she did drown. She didn't, but she almost drowned once. So I think just stuff like that. We would go swim in a river and there weren't a lot of lifeguards. So I think that's super scary because, you know, you get caught with a current or something. It's just real. It can be a lot, you know?
Which river?
The river we were at, I think it was probably part of the Chafuncta, like a little tributary of it.
Dirty water?
Yeah.
That's scary too.
Yeah. Yeah, so just that kind of atmosphere, I guess, maybe. Trying to think what made me so scared. And you know what? I don't know if I knew how to swim that great. Yeah, Chafuncta River. I don't know if I knew how to swim that great, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think, yeah, people could. I would love to see you do a water show of some sort one day if you ventured out to that sort of thing.
I appreciate the fact that you're giving me ideas of things that are unprecedented.
Yeah, it'd be really cool, man.
Nobody else has a water show. I love it.
This episode is sponsored by Prize Picks. Do you love firing on sports? Pew, pew. Well, Prize Picks is the best daily fantasy sports app for you. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. You can fire on all your favorite sports like the NBA, NFL, UFC, and many more. Instead of choosing teams, you choose individual players. Each player has a set projection, and you either choose more or less than that set projection. That's what I like about it. That's what makes it so unique. For example, if you think Patrick Mahomes is going to throw for more than 17 completions, you'd pick more. If you think Jalen Hurts is going to launch more than 22 comps, you'd pick more. If you're smart with sports and you know what players are going to perform on what nights, Prize Picks is the best app for you. With the Super Bowl on the horizon, now is the time to get in on Prize Picks. On top of the Play $5, Get $50 offer for all new users with code Theo, the Prize Picks group will also have a free pick live for the Super Bowl. That's right, get a free pick that you can add to your lineup. Now's the best time to get in. Use that promo code Theo and cash in those free picks on top of that. Thank you, Prize Picks. If you love Bitcoin or you're looking to get in crypto, then I've got the right thing for you. I've got what you need. It's MoonPay. That's what I'm introducing you to. It's the easy way to buy or sell crypto using the payment methods you already feel comfortable with. Credit card, debit, PayPal, and even Venmo. Crypto's been on a tear. And if you're thinking about diving into that digital treasure chest, MoonPay's got your back. MoonPay isn't just another player. They've got the experience to make buying crypto as smooth as a freshly paved road. Thank you, MoonPay. I've had my ups and downs with crypto. Once I got so hooked, I was checking prices more and I couldn't even feed my damn baby. I was just too busy checking prices and charts. I sold it all a few times, but like a boomerang, I'm back, thanks to MoonPay. Using MoonPay's app is simpler than a one-string guitar, and it's available on iPhone and Android, so you can always have MoonPay in your pocket. So if you're looking to get into crypto, there's no better place than MoonPay. Head over to moonpay.com/THEO, or you can access them in any of your favorite crypto wallets such as Exodus, Phantom, MetaMask, or Trust Wallet. This is not financial advice, I want to remind you. Trading crypto carries risks, and you could lose your investment. MoonPay is here to facilitate, just like I am, not to advise. Anywhere worth going is worth going in good boots. Find your perfect pair with Tecovas. Tecovas crafts quality Western boots for everyone, from generational ranchers and
my house. And then she was like, she saw one of the, and they had been there for a month, and there was just maggots in it.
Oh,
yeah. So, that's the sad part. But it's in the beginning it's lonely. It really is, because when you're living with somebody for 10 years, and then all the life is sucked out of the house. She took the dogs too.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. So like the first couple of months, it was like you'd wake up, it was silent.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It was just silent in my house. It was like, I don't know how I made it through it, man. I was really sad about it. But then, like, then I started bringing girls over and then eating the vaginas, man.
Oh, wow.
Hello.
You've been down there, huh?
Hello.
I'll take the specs off for that.
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, you start hooking up, right? Because I haven't done that for a long time.
But that's kind of sad, though, isn't it? Like, it gets kind of sad. Just some gal comes over and you hook up, and then now are these women sleeping overnight, or are these women going home?
One of them spent the night.
Ooh.
It was okay. So there was one girl that I was seeing, and this is maybe 7 months ago, and I was like, oh, I like this girl a lot. And then out of the blue, she goes, I met someone younger. Bye. No. And then I looked him up, dude.
Younger than an Asian?
I know. It was a baby.
Oh yeah,
she's dating a baby.
Yeah, he's 8 months old.
Yeah. No, this dude, it hurt my feelings, but this dude looked like Brandon Lee, bro.
Who's Brandon Lee?
I don't know, man. Dang. No, he was Bruce Lee's son.
Bruce Lee's son?
The Crow. He died.
Oh yeah, he died.
You know the one that got shot?
I remember that.
Yeah. He was the first one to do that. You know what I mean?
Oh wow, he was handsome.
Handsome, dude. This dude was. So she goes, I met someone younger. I looked him up. That's what he looks like.
Oh man.
And then you see photos of them like at pool parties, and he's ripped.
No.
Yeah. So I was like, oh,
you're more together than your body style is. No, I wouldn't use the term ripped, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
but what else about him?
No, what I'm saying though, dude, is,
and
just say that I'm fat.
I don't think you're fat at all. I think you.
But I'm the opposite of ripped.
I wouldn't say ripped. I would say you're
ripe,
conjoined.
Oh, conjoined.
Yeah, or joint. I would say you're.
There's two
together.
people in one body, like a Siamese,
like
a Siamese twin thing.
I think we could carve one off of you probably if we wanted to.
That's me, dude.
We could carve a little.
Yeah, dude. I gained some weight, dude. Can I be honest with you, though, dude?
Yeah.
I hadn't seen you in a while. You gained a little bit too, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you got a weird tan.
Huh? I do?
A little bit. You're healthy. You look healthy.
Thank you.
Anyway,
I did take a walk yesterday in
she
my
started. She goes, I met someone, and it broke my heart.
Oh.
And then I'm like, but now, I met somebody.
You did?
Yeah, man.
What?
What's up, dog?
Where at? You met her online?
In here, dude.
No, you met her in the DMs. Remember when I saw you in that movie? You were just swiping. People were sending you wieners and breasts and everything.
Oh, we were shooting that movie?
Yeah.
No, but I met this girl after that.
Okay.
Yeah, I met this girl. I don't want, because it's new, but it's like, she's the first person that I kind of want. I'm like, I like her. You know, aside from the girl that betrayed me with the Brandon Lee. You know what I mean? But yeah, I like this new one. You know, she's she's something wholesome. You know what, dude, bro? Let me be honest with you.
Yeah.
I fuck. Oh man, I love wholesome.
You do?
Yeah, I love church going. When they make sweaters, what do you call that? When they
knitting. Crochet.
Crochet. Yeah, knitting, whatever. You know what I mean? I like it when they're like, oh, I've never seen Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
then you can show them that, and it blows their mind.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Girls. Yeah, I've never seen The Departed.
Yeah. Yeah. Or it's like this girl that I'm seeing, she only likes Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So then you can open her mind up to like good music too, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is good music right here. You know what I mean? The Clash or whatever. But I like wholesome, dude. Yeah. She goes to church twice every Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
What ethnicity, like what church ethnicity is she?
What do you mean?
Like what
I've never heard church ethnicity.
You know, denomination. Sorry.
Oh, I see. I don't know. The one with the cross.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
It has to do with the cross. It has nothing to do with
Baptist.
other things. You know what I mean?
That might
like
be
an
Baptist.
alien or whatever.
Protestant.
Yeah. It's one of those mega churches. So it's like one of those born again. You know how they do the Harvest Crusade? I literally don't know why they listen. Sometimes. You know, people go, you changed my life. Or, you know what I mean? I'm connected. I talk about farts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how did I, you know? So that's the first thing. And second thing is, it's like we do it so much. I mean, I pod so much. There are times where it's like, what else can I say?
Yeah.
But we keep doing it. But
Yeah.
today we talked about things I've never talked about. It's miraculous.
Really?
Oh yeah, I've learned things. I don't know what gold star reviews are. I don't know. You know, there's just a lot of things. Things about you staring off in the distance when you're making love. That's a new piece of information. That.
Oh, good.
So I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
From you. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is that it's such a strange job.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's hard, man. You know.
Well, I think it's hard. Yeah, I think there's times where it's like, I don't know what there's times where it's tough to drop into a conversation sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
they start and go a crazy way and you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Let me see what these gold star gays are. I want to be for sure on this. In LGBT slang, they got rid of Q?
LGBT. Where's Q?
Wow.
What was the Q?
Q was for queering, I think.
Oh.
They got rid of it. Wow.
Wow.
In LGBT slang.
You think the queers are mad?
A gold star lesbian. Yeah, they're mad. Dude, you ever met them? Yeah, they get pissed. So I'm sure they're not geeked up about this. In their slang, a gold star lesbian is a lesbian who's never had sex with a man.
Whoa.
And a gold star gay is a gay man who has never had sex with a woman. Wow.
So I'm a gold star heterosexual. No, Have you
ever had sex with a man?
Well, what's sex?
Sex, I think, is putting your body inside of their body.
Never did that.
Okay.
I've tasted some things.
Have you really? You had a little bit of that.
What do you mean?
That front soy, huh?
A little bit.
You ever
had the soy?
Yeah, a teaspoon of some fella's show you, huh?
Yeah, you never had front soy?
No, boy. You had a little bit off of a fella? Where were y'all?
At a rave.
Wow.
Yeah, that's back in the day. You know, instead of glow sticks, there are other things going on. No, honestly, you've never had a gay experience.
I've never had a gay experience, man. Now,
how close have you gotten?
I'll tell you how close. I was on a porch one time, and this girl told my buddy, she said, hey, if you kiss my friend, and she had a gay friend there with her, a gay male. She goes, if you kiss my friend, then I'll hook up with you. And the dude, my buddy was like, all right. So he kissed the dude, and then the girl didn't hook up with him.
Wow. No, she didn't? No. How mad were you?
I was like, man, I feel bad for that guy, kind of. But also, I think that guy's a little bit gay, So I think it was like a mixed bag.
Yeah. That's the closest you've gotten.
Yep, closest I've gotten. Let me think if I've ever seen anything else that seemed... There was a gay dude, I think, who seemed pretty gay, who passed out on our front porch one time when I lived in Charleston, but we just saw him there. We didn't do anything to him.
That's just a guy who passed out here.
But still, you're asking how close have I ever gotten?
I mean, if that's the closest you've got, then you're not close at all.
Oh, a fella came on my arm one time at the movie theater.
Well,
when I was
that's
young.
pretty close.
Okay.
Did you know him?
I did know him. He passed away too.
Really?
Yeah, he passed away.
Oh, that's my bad.
In a car accident.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't your fault.
I didn't kill
unless
him,
you were on the road, dude. You guys.
I didn't go.
You guys have a penchant for causing.
Yeah,
accidents.
I've actually kissed a penis intentionally.
Wow.
Yeah, because I did. What flavor is it? First of all, I know what vag tastes like.
Yeah.
Right. To me,
and let's say the quality of what they taste like has kind of dropped off a little.
It has. It has. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of these women, it's like,
yeah,
clean out your purse.
Yeah, so it's past the expiration date too.
It's just
yeah. You should put a date on there.
Yeah, if you have a handbag, make sure that it's not just like a bunch of.
But it's a different flavor vag than dick. So for me, it's like I want to see what the flavor. And guess what?
What?
Don't like it. Don't like the flavor, dude. Wow. But how are you gonna know if you haven't ever had it?
You guys will eat anything though, dude.
Asians?
I'm just saying. I've seen,
yeah. I mean,
I've seen some mukbangs that are pretty intense.
I mean, because I've been to a Chinese market before.
Oh yeah.
And you look at some of the shit that butterfly wing. What the fuck? You eat that, right? Or it says a shoulder of a meerkat.
Yeah.
You eat that? They fuck like fucking sloth toenails.
Oh, dude.
They'll mix that in.
They'll have a jar of human freckles there you can eat. that you can sprinkle,
You want the human freckle?
Why are Asian people capable of eating anything? Why is that?
Okay, I'll try to explain it to you.
Because it's really true, man.
It's not true. Because let me say something. I want to make the opposite argument, right?
Okay.
Like, I think Chinese people is like, white people, they eat sometimes squirrel.
Right.
Right? Like, maybe they don't fuck with squirrel. But squirrels are weird. Like, I bet you've eaten squirrel.
Yeah, I've had squirrel. Asian will eat squirrel.
You think so? I don't. Maybe.
Yeah, dude.
You're right. Bro. I think you're right. You're right. But I'm just saying that there are groups of people that eat things that we're like, oh, that's weird. But it's a cultural thing. I think they have. I think their theory is that if you move, we eat.
Oh.
Right.
Wow, yeah.
Because it's protein.
Yeah.
Right. So if you eat like the shoulder of a meerkat, you're getting protein, right?
It's about survival.
It's about survival.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but check this out. Just check this out. They don't eat certain things. Like you can't go to a Chinese market and get panda.
Oh wow.
Think about it. Or a koala.
Well, it's also
they won't eat cute shit.
But
meerkats are cute.
Meerkats are pretty cute.
Pretty, yeah. But I don't know, man. I think it's because of survival. I think it's a regional thing. Like, all we can get is butterfly wing here.
Yeah, butterfly wing.
Yeah, butterfly wing here or whatever. But
butterfly wing.
But yeah, but you know what, dude?
Hey, butterfly wing. That's so cool.
Yeah, butterfly wing.
I would be. You think I could be Asian or not?
Dude, I'm telling you right now.
I did.
If they had a surgery,
yeah,
you know what I mean? They wouldn't have to do much.
Really?
Well, from the waist down, nothing.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I don't know.
No, I've heard it's good.
Really? Remember, dude, I accidentally grabbed your wiener the other night. Remember that?
Yeah, why'd you do that?
I thought
it was an accident.
Huh?
Was not an accident.
Yeah, it was.
You gripped it, dude.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, but you did.
Huh? I just went like this.
No, you went down and you grabbed a little. It was on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's,
So that's probably the gayest thing I've ever done.
That was probably the gayest, yeah. But,
I can't believe you met up with some. So if you get face to face with a wiener, then what do you do? Who makes the first move?
That's an interesting question, dude. I stared at it for like a good 45 seconds. There's always a showdown.
Yeah.
Like, the Western. So I was there. I backed up. Well, I turned around. I did some steps. Right? Then we both turned around.
Wow.
Right? And we just stared at each other. And then, you know what I mean? I had my fucking...
Yeah.
On my mouth, and whatever. Yeah. And then I went...
That wiener, baby, that long... So,
but dude, I was 14 years old. 13 years old.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So it's like... At that time, I was like, maybe.
Yeah.
And then I did it. I was like, no.
They call it that long pussy. Some people call it that.
They do?
In prison.
The dicks? Long pussy?
In prison, that's what they call it. Say, hey, buddy, you gotta get you a cut of that long pussy.
Yeah.
Hey, come here, boy.
Yeah.
Get you a cut of that long pussy. That's a
Swiffer.
What is the current immigration policy? Is that a fair question?
It depends on. So again, it's so vast. Like, are you coming over here as a tourist? Then you get a visa for 6 months.
You're saying. Okay.
And if you come here to work, you got to get a work. You got to have a passport and a worker visa. Now there are so many types of visas, from entertainment to family to work, and it really just depends on what it is you're after. If you're coming here and you have a valid passport and you have you want to be a tourist for 6 months, you get a tourist visa, and you get it stamped and you fly in or drive in. You come to the port of entry and you're free to move out the country for 6 months. If you overstay, then you could be deported.
So why did people not want to use the pathways, the legal pathways to immigration? Like,
it takes too much time. It's the line's so long.
You're my mother's absolute favorite, dude. Just because, this is why. She's probably never heard any of your music, but because you say what you want to say.
I came out with middle fingers on my CDs, like running my mouth. It's like I always say, and I sound redundant probably, but I haven't changed. The times have changed.
Yeah.
I've been doing the same thing since day one.
Dude, you know what? I think that's really true about you. Because sometimes I think some things you say, I'm like, it seems like sometimes I'll be like, that seems kind of outdated, but the truth is just the times have changed.
I was talking cash money shit since I was broke when I was young.
Yeah.
I've talked cash money shit. I probably came out of the womb talking cash money shit.
Yeah. And they're like, it's a boy, it's a girl, it's
It's somebody talking shit. That's all we know. Crazy, dude. Just because, like, I mean, obviously, like so many people tell you all the time, just, Dr. Feelgood, just so much of just like, I mean, my brother would beat me to you guys' music.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I was the drum dude. I was a snare for my brother. And it was awesome, though, but it was loving, like, brrr. How bad was it, like, when addiction hit you guys' band and stuff? Was that pretty crazy?
When you're looking around and you're seeing the guys in your band, everybody's this close from not waking up again. That kind of shit. And you've reached a level of like doing crazy shit, like when you're shooting fucking Jack Daniels in your arm because you ran out of heroin, when you could just drink the fucking Jack and be like, oh, and just fucking drink. We're out of heroin, but I mean, if we shoot it, it'll be fucking better. It's just alcohol. Like when you're doing dumb shit like that, we're like, I think someone's gonna die here soon. Like we should all, and we did it as a band. We were like, we'd take handfuls of fucking halcyons, they were called, and then we'd fucking go out for the night. But these are all fucking like downers and sleeping pills. So like, who does that? We're doing such dumb, dangerous shit that everybody was like, all right, that's it. We're all gonna do this together. And we just, it was like 89. We all went to fucking rehab.
Together?
Different rehabs, but yeah.
For me, I was mixing so much stuff, so much.
This kid was all over the fucking place.
And down, but you could hear it in the music now. Sometimes we go back for laughs and we'll listen to some of the shit I made when I was like in psychosis.
What would you say is the most fucked up
and
you ever were for an album?
I Want to Die in New Orleans.
I think mine is.
I was literally in psychosis from doing so much speed and downers, bro. I thought Southwest Airlines was trying to kill me. I thought
you told me that story once, bro.
I thought Kyle took a life insurance policy out on me for $70,000.
This motherfucker.
That's the most New Orleans shit ever. Bro. Somebody takes a life insurance policy out for $700, bro, just for to make it their truck payment. That's the fucking most New Orleans shit, bro.
I remember that we were in New Zealand when he told me that. He thought that they were putting a hit out on us.
Yeah.
He thought like.
Now, what do you say when he sits you down?
Oh, bro, I put them through hell.
Look,
bro.
At one point, I was starting to get really impatient with it because, like, I was tired of explaining. I was tired of explaining that like this insane theory wasn't actually happening. I thought
he had my phone tapped.
This was one time he quit Suicide Boys on Twitter. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, I remember.
And
I remember where I was
at the time. He had just bought a condo in Bradenton, Florida, outside of Sarasota. And I can't get in touch with him. Kyle can't get in touch with him. And we decide let's go out there. Let's just press him. Let's be in person. So long story short, we fly down there, rent a car, drive to his apartment, and he doesn't expect us. He doesn't know we're coming. We go upstairs.
6 seconds.
I can just sit here. We can just sit
Nah,
here.
it's all good, dude. 6 seconds. I just process it. I think it's one of the hard things that people don't understand, like trauma, you know?
Yeah. Sometimes it just comes out.
Oh, no, dude. Like, I remember I have a hole in my gum. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to scratch my gum, and I have a hole in my gum. You know,
just from being nervous and stuff?
Nah, just anxiety, you know? Yeah, even to this day. Yeah. I mean, the day, dude, like, I'm a grown-ass man. I don't give a fuck. I mean, you could post this. I don't care.
Oh, dude, I don't have any.
No, it's all good, dude. I mean, it is what it is, dude. Like, it is what it is. Like, people understand. Like, when I talk about, like, oh, I'd kill a man, it's like, you don't understand, dude. Like, when you go through that level of trauma, like, you just view the world differently.
Anything new in the dating world?
Kinda.
Yeah, what you got, you little squirrel buddy? What happened?
Well, back in March, I had a little incident with a girl.
You had an incident?
I met her at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
And then went home with her that night.
And now, Riley, at this point, you still in your ejaculatory promissory note with the Lord is still intact, right?
Correct.
Okay. So what happened? Did you end up, I mean, like, how did it end, dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you end up, creaming that little nugget, or what happened?
I did.
No! What? Riley Mal. God, baby. Congratulations, dude. I don't see a lot of that. Come over here and shake my hand real quick. I just want to shake the hand of a man that's come recently this year. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. All right, go back. Come on.
Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's killed my friends, it's gonna kill me too. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be. Hey, some of you people, you think you're tough, sniffing that cocaine just like snuff. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be. Well, tell it to me. Drink corn liquor, let the cocaine be. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be.
So Honda Civic with two sisters, maybe hefty, maybe not.
I mean, definitely. Like you wouldn't put more than 3 of them in a Camry. Probably
It would get tight.
It would get in there, right? So, but they were talking shit outside in a parking lot,
right?
So he's like, "I'm going to be a good Samaritan. I'm going to
Right.
walk over there with 2 milkshakes, right?" So
Yeah.
he goes over because I think in some cultures, if you milkshake a sister, it's like
Yes,
just like
it's beautiful.
It goes a long way.
Yeah.
So he gets over there, and they did not want anything to do with him. And they literally started beating the
They lit him up for
They
that?
lit him up.
Dude, that's fucked up. They lit him up for just coming with milkshakes?
And he was he'd never let go of the shakes thing.
Right.
So this guy took all the
Yeah,
abuse
took the
and just
beatings.
down on his knees, and he still
Yeah.
has the shakes in
Like
the air.
Christ on the cross with a shake on each. Yeah.
Gary, that was his name too.
Yeah.
And we can take his name out if we want, but that's who he was, man. He was, he'd invite you to go to a show in the middle of Lake of the Ozark. One time I
Right.
went to it was nowhere.
Yeah, it's the guys, yeah.
It was just a couple dudes at a fucking water fountain, you know?
I used to do shows with this guy. He was a preacher, and he was a recovering addict.
Oh, of course.
And he had one hand,
Mhm.
and like one arm. Like he had a fake arm, but this was before like there were good prosthetics, you know. So it was like I'm not even kidding, kind of like a Halloween arm.
Oh, yeah, you could get the Nixon arm or
Yeah,
whatever.
Right. It only had one, and it was like the coach arm. Like he was giving a speech. So it was always just like this. No matter what was going on, he'd be like talking, and then you just had this, like a Halloween arm. It wasn't good. And he would leave it on the sink in the bathroom, and you would just walk into the green room, and then you'd be taking a piss, there'd be an arm.
Yeah.
Just an arm, and then he'd like fasten on, and one of his bits is he just, took it off, and the crowd would go nuts, and then he'd like put it back on. It was a dark time in the beginning of comedy, you know? And then he would tell people he would go, "I'm a veteran." He didn't lose his arm in any type of a veteran activity.
Yeah.
But he would say, "I'm a veteran," and they would be like, "Oh, thank you for your service." But he never went, he served, but he never served an active combat.
No, yeah.
But he had like a fake arm. And then he would get on airplanes and he'd go, "I should sit in first class, I'm a veteran." And then the woman would go, "Yeah, but that's not how it works. We're sorry, you have an economy ticket." And he'd go, "I'm a veteran, I serve this country." And he would, with the hand, he'd be like, "I serve this country." And she's like, "You have to go to economy, sir." And then sometimes like part of the plane would side with him.
Yeah.
Like they'd look at her, they'd be like, "You're disgusting." But he was just an ex-crackhead who lost his arm because he was on crack and got in like a horrible accident in his car.
Yeah, there's not enough differentia these days amongst the PTSD community.
I've said it a lot. I don't want to hear that word unless you're in a war.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about PTSD. I don't want to hear that you're taking. You don't need to take ayahuasca all the time. Like a lot of these people now just take ayahuasca.
I just came from a ceremony.
Yeah, but I mean, it's okay every now and then. But people are like overboard.
Oh, people are doing it too much.
It's overboard. It's like the Incans did not come up with ayahuasca so you could try to figure out how to get a Range Rover. There's no way that was the intended purpose of ayahuasca. It's a religious, they used to give it to kids before they sacrificed them and killed them. And now, and if your shaman is named Jennifer and she lives in Studio City, it's not a shaman. You can't follow around a white bitch in Santa Fe, New Mexico. You're just a junkie at that point. You're a junkie. If you're throwing up into a bucket in Santa Fe, New Mexico with a white bitch named Jennifer, you can't do ketamine every week. There's people showing up, they're going into the valley in LA. They're sitting in a lazy boy. Somebody who's not even a nurse, but who's dressed in the scrubs. But they're not, you don't even know who a nurse is anymore. Because they're just dressed in those scrubs. But that's somebody that was door dashing a week ago. And now they injecting you with ketamine and you're laying in a chair just high. You're a drug addict. It's not, people go, I do ketamine, but under the care of a doctor.
Yeah, that's not a doctor.
That's not a doctor.
Yeah, somebody that's watching Amazon Prime on their phone or listening to the Saltburn soundtrack while you're sitting there geeked out on a lazy boy.
In a lazy boy. And then they're like, hey, did that help with your PTSD? They're like, what war were you in? You go, no, I wasn't in any war. I just,
Yeah,
I had a stressful career as a gymnast. I never made it to the Olympic trials, but like my parents were real hard on me as a gymnast, so I got to come in here and get high once a week.
Yeah, we were forced to wear tight turtlenecks at our private school.
Yeah, it was real tough, I sprained a hamstring once, and someone needs to like step in there and help and like go like, hey man, what's going on?
But the only people that they're encountering for any sort of guidance are DoorDash people.
It's DoorDash, but here's the thing at DoorDash people, and by the way, earlier on I said you weren't human beings. Bygones. Let's forget that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Because here's what I meant by that. We need you now more than ever.
Amen.
Because what you need to do is rise up.
You are the therapist.
You are the therapist
of our nation.
The homeless people. Yeah. If there's somebody that is homeless and is having a problem on the corner, you need to put the ramen down. Put the ramen down and go address the problem. What's going on, sir? I am a DoorDash professional.
Yes, I'm a licensed DoorDash professional.
Food
clinical
delivery service professional. Can I assist? Now, this person's going to be yelling and pointing at something that isn't there.
Invisible, yeah.
They're going to be pointing at something that in this dimension you cannot see. So you're just going to have to
bear with them.
Bear with them. It's not going to happen. First question, you go, are you on any medications right now? Have you taken any drugs?
Yeah,
and you got to ask that in a non-threatening way.
100%.
Yeah,
and then you're going to need to. You will be equipped with markers and paper. You're going to need to get these people to draw a picture
of what's happening,
and then a separate picture to calm them down of their ancestors.
No, for sure. And here's the thing: we need to give the homeless people service animals, but service animals that are a little huskier that can take. Because it could they need a lot of love.
And
some of the homeless people. So we need to go out there with like maybe pot-bellied like pigs, wild hogs.
I mean,
something that can really, something that has a little girth to it.
Animals that got disqualified from the Iditarod.
Yeah, not cute puppies.
Nothing. We need chows. We need Asian animals that can handle this.
Kind of tough that could slap them around.
That'll be quiet in court.
That can, if they start to can fight it back. So that the homeless person learns to respect the animal.
You need an animal that will be quiet in court.
Yeah. You need an animal that lays down the law immediately with the homeless person goes, I will be your emotional support thing, but if you touch me like that again, I'll kill you. I will choke you out and kill you. Well, so sometimes those little kangaroo bears might be good. In Australia, the ones that are just...
the boxing ones?
The ones that are in the trees. And like things like that where they just... You don't think of them as emotional support animals, but they have...
But they know they can do it.
They can do it, but they're also tough enough when the homeless person throws a fit.
They're able to literally pull them down and lay on top of them.
Yeah. We need animals. Gorillas. We need to give homeless people in LA silverback gorilla emotional support so that if they start going nuts outside of a Starbucks, and we should normalize this. Normalize seeing a gorilla sitting on a homeless guy outside of a Starbucks, and you just nod at that gorilla like, thank you. I know exactly what you're doing.
SBGs, they're called, okay? They don't like to be referred to as their full name. But silverback gorillas, they need to be out there. Because here's the problem. For a long time, Starbucks and some of these other big overlords, as I like to call them now.
The corporate overlords.
They hired like Down syndrome workers. But that's
which is nice.
Which is great, but it's not, they don't have the level of jujitsu.
No, they can't.
That a SBG
A
has.
Down syndrome worker is it's got to be a nice environment, like an upper middle class nice,
Like a Vineyard Vines.
like a Vineyard Vines environment, and because then it's all nice.
Yeah.
If somebody takes a little time, like there's a Down syndrome coffee shop in Georgetown in Washington, D.C., and like the CIA people go in there and they're real nice to them. You know, they're like, good, hey, thank you. And then they go, you know, to wherever they're do horrible things maybe. But to the Down syndrome people, they're really sweet.
Right.
They're real sweet. But no, we do need some, because it can't be, these social workers aren't equipped.
They're not equipped anymore.
They don't
and they
have
don't
it.
want to do it. And they've
They can't
also
do it.
given up. A lot of them are just creating profiles, social profiles. A lot of
Right.
social workers are also doing OnlyFans, so they get clients confused. You'll have a therapist log onto a Zoom and just start
Right.
showing their butthole.
Yeah. And it's
like, what
because the
is
last thing a
this?
homeless person wants to find out is like, can you imagine that you're homeless, you got the big cape.
Yeah.
And there's this guy in Tribeca where I spent some time, sometimes has a big cape.
Oh, I'm sure the government bought it for him.
Yeah, he has like that big furry cape.
Oh, yeah.
And he's
they
like
kind of bedazzle him, kind of like
Yeah,
they do those
yeah.
Fabergé eggs.
He's kind of like a Game of Thrones guy, and he's in the winter. He's kind of, it's not a bad look. It's kind of like statue. But then, like, you know, he's always kind of rapping to himself. He's always got his headphones. He's kind of doing that back and forth. Yeah, exactly. And then his social.
I met Buzz Aldrin, and he seemed, no joke, when I looked him in the eyes, bro, no joke, like he hadn't fucking been to the moon, man.
Of course he hasn't.
I didn't get the feeling that that the person I'm looking at had been there. Because I
course
tried
he
to
hasn't.
like engage him, and this look in his eyes seemed so like he was trying to just play a little bit of a part.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Like if you told me like, yeah, you know, I did a couple months in the fucking Sahara, I might be like, eh.
So I don't believe anything coming from, you know.
Yeah, I've never trusted the government,
I don't
dude.
believe anything. Anything.
Lying.
Wait, so you're saying when he said something, he was like kind of like a, yeah, I've been on the moon. So you've been on the moon? Me? Yeah. Why you seem so unsure about this?
Which moon? That moon?
The our moon? Earth's moon? Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
Try-
he had a lot of moon bitches with him too, no doubt, bro. He gets a lot of, because that is a type of fame that I think unprecedented. You know, when I come back to my place and see the socks I wore, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't smoking thighs right by your house yet, dog?
I went in there one time and I got in a slight argument with an angry woman that was working there, but
No, I saw they had a black lady call me the N-word at a Waffle House one time.
Dude, they got Kool-Aid, man.
They do?
And it's fucking real. It's like the.
Why'd she call you that?
I don't know. I think it was just like really hot weather.
oh, dude, a couple black
Yeah.
dudes called me the N-word a couple months ago, dude, and it was like, you know, I was like, you promise? You know, I didn't know what to say.
That's so cool. Thank you, guys.
I like, say it again, man.
Yeah, it's cool when you guys do.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I remember I remember fishing with a black buddy of mine named Devin, who's I think in jail for murder now, man, my friend Devin, but he
and he was black, and some white guy was throwing rocks up from this railroad track down by us. We were fishing on this bank,
like on this railroad track, like up this embankment from this river. Somebody racist who looked white from where we were was up on these train tracks, starts throwing rocks at us.
Really?
And yelling the N-word, right? And so I jump out and I'm like, and I'm trying to yell to them.
and I was like, not me, you know what I'm saying? Just Devin, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You're kind of back to the back of the boat. I think they're talking to you, Desmond.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like, bro, not me, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least I could.
Yeah, don't get me.
Yeah,
You're getting the wrong guy.
crazy.
You're gonna hit me with a rock.
You're aiming horrible. You're hitting both of us.
But I remember that was scary, man.
I mean, fuck the guy throwing rocks, you know, the guy's a piece of shit. But at the same time, like,
that ain't me.
Yeah, don't include, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when I realized.
Theo's the only one that talks about it.
Yeah, he's the one that brings it up. Do you feel sometime your white or black side flare up?
Yeah.
Depending on.
Yeah. When I get asked, motherfucking questions like that. Let me tell you what side flare up.
That's what I'm saying.
He was my friend and I was going to rock with him, but
So you wouldn't blackfish?
I wouldn't blackfish, yeah.
You
I
just
would
go
fish
fishing
with
with a
blacks.
black,
Yeah. Sorry, I stepped on your joke.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. That's a funny joke.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, but so you wouldn't blackfish, no.
No, but I would.
Fish with the blacks.
So I don't know. I mean, just things like that. Just growing up in a place that was unique.
We had a dude bus growing up. This kid, I'm not going to say his name because he's still alive.
Dude, we had this kid in our in my neighborhood named Robert, and he was like, he thought he was twins that never got separated, right? And so he would say something, and then he would say it again under his breath.
One of those guys.
Yeah, when he would talk, he would say something, and then under his breath, he would say it again. Say it again. And we thought he was twins that had never separated, right? So people were like, "You fucking get your fucking brother out of you."
You're like that?
Oh, it never ended.
Yeah.
Never ended. People would fucking threaten to beat his brother or sister out of him.
Always under his breath. Did he get over it?
Yeah, you get over it, but it was crazy because then when people were like, "We're gonna beat the fuck out of it," he'd be like, "Help me," and then you would hear it again.
Oh no.
And it
Oh,
fucking
really?
scared the fuck out of everybody, bro. And he could not stop doing it.
He kept
doing it.
like an echo.
Yeah.
Wow.
So people were like, "He is in there."
And then
So-
it sounds like that they're fucking with him. Like he's like being an asshole, but it's
Yes.
it's just a problem he has.
Yeah, dude, it was I feel so bad for that guy still. And you'd ask him why he did it, and he said there was twins inside of him, and one of them never got out.
That's so funny.
What?
Wow.
I mean, that.
Like in high school, there were fights where it was a big fight.
I got punched one time. Yep. Dude, I got hit with some dude hit me with a bunch of encyclopedias. Literally one A, B, C, dude. And by the time he got to E, bro, I fucking gave up.
You're like, I get it, man.
Yeah, I'm out,
Elephants come from human.
I know how this ends, man. What's that elephant that pushes all the obstacles out of the way?
Yeah.
Gilgamesh. That's the name.
Gilgamesh. Oh, right.
You know, an elephant can make almost like 7 quarts of sperm.
How much is that with your hands? Can you show me?
Yeah, I can show you just a second. I think it's probably, if I had to carry it in my arms, I think it's
I love that you took time to calculate that.
Oh, yeah, I love
Give me a
games
minute.
like that. You know, I love.
I can't visualize ounces.
Oh, 1 ounce is probably about this much in a cup. That's about this much.
Dude, you are fucking on it.
I love little amounts. And also, Flat Earth, I think, started in the black community years ago. And I'll tell you this, about 5 years ago, I was at a Burger King and a black gentleman told me, this is a true story, about Flat Earth.
Another intellectual hotbed.
Well, I'm just saying.
The Burger King bathroom.
But here, no. So he told me flat, he goes, "Look, man, I'm going to tell you." My friends were like, bro, Flat Earth, bro. I'm like, bro, no, school, bro. Okay. Like, not Flat Earth. And I thought he was crazy, dude. 40 minutes later, I thought he was maybe crazy.
The Flat Earthers made a big push.
But then 3 years later, Flat Earth is a huge thing.
No, it's not a huge thing.
Flat Earth.
It's not a huge thing.
Huge, man. There's documentaries about it. Dude, and it's
led by B.O.B., the rapper.
Really?
I think if you go on his Twitter, he's always like, "I don't see a curve." Posting like skylines, like, "No curve." I'm like, come on, man.
Where the curve at? You know? We don't know where we are right now.
What?
You know?
And this is where the podcast goes off the rails.
So what was the first place you got on stage?
This place called Brown in down in Louisiana. It was a bar down there. And then I went on this thing called Semester at Sea, which is like a university, like a floating school that goes like a floating college, you know, like school on a cruise ship.
Yeah, I guess we'll call it school.
You literally circumnavigate the globe, and I was in college. And they had like a couple of oceans we were traveling through where they would say on the loudspeaker at night, you know, these are how we have to take precautions. There's pirates in these areas.
Ooh, I'd love to see you just get fucked up by some slender Ethiopians.
Dude, look, you're talking, if it's like an Israel Adesanya, yes, I wouldn't have a chance, dude. If it's some dude named Maki, okay, I'll slam that dude in a door.
Yeah, you will.
Okay? I'll tie some straw to that guy's head and fucking sweep the floor.
And you'll keep your money because being your butt.
Yeah. Oh, they'll never find this. But I have a big butt. I think I get pickpocketed a lot. I went to Brazil once and I got pickpocketed by a woman and she and I got in a fist fight. It's the only woman I've ever, been legally allowed to fight. And I never fought a woman before.
What did she take?
I had some of my money and just belongings in my front pockets, right? And she put her hand in my pocket on all my money, was pulling it out. So I grabbed her wrist and held it against my side. But then now she and I each had to start,
You're trading blows with this woman from Brazil?
Bro, yeah. She was going to steal. She would have stolen anything. She would have stolen anything I put in her hand, she was going to steal. Or didn't put in her hand because I didn't put my
Yeah, why would you want to do that?
Yeah, I wouldn't. And it was pretty, I wouldn't say anybody won, but it was fucking.
There was no winners in
that. There was no winners, yeah. Dude, I sold half a handful of pubic hair to a guy one time for a Halloween mustache. I trimmed it right off, yeah. on a cruise ship. True story. We needed hair, bro, and this guy was limited, dudes, and I was fucking carrying at the time, so I fucking trimmed him off a couple edges, and he used honey to fucking put it right up above his lip.
For a nice-looking kid, you're a dark dude, and I like that about you.
Your stories, and I don't know if you feel this way, guys, but your stories are so off the beaten path.
On stage, you take people in a weird direction.
I often go, is he making this shit up?
Yeah.
Or did that really happen?
Yeah.
So that happened?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it happened, dude. Trading pubic hair for small money, bro.
Trading pubic hair. I mean, I never even heard of that. Like,
but yeah, dude, that dude danced like a motherfucker with somebody else's fucking pubic hair above his lip.
Okay.
He's a champion, too. This guy was also a really cool guy.
Okay, but you're on a cruise.
Yeah.
And this is a buddy of yours?
It's Halloween, yeah.
And he needs hair for his lip.
Yeah.
And you shave your pubic hair off to give to him, which he puts on with honey?
Yeah. Well, I love my hair, man, you know, even though I feel like it's getting scarce some these days, and I've been hatting a little, but yeah, I love my hair, and I just knew that I didn't want to give any of that up at the time. But I was like, I got this, second batch of hair going on, bro, that, it ain't, I don't know if it's, dude, I didn't like to party. I just like to put myself in a crazy situation.
Fuck
bro.
yeah, me too.
I went to, I was in Louisville, and they had, one time I was going to piss into a speaker one time in Louisville on stage.
Oh, no, New Year's.
Yeah, I'd try to get if the audience gave me $100, right, I was going to urinate in one of the speakers on stage, right?
What?
Yeah. If I'd have got $100, man, I was going to end my whole career. I could have been electrocuted.
How were you fucked up?
I mean, I was having a few cocktails.
Okay, so this is like when you're
partying.
partying.
I was just drinking, yeah. But thank God we only got about $70. And this is before GoFundMe. This is back when you just had to ask everybody in the room.
That was, that was just room fund. Yeah, the room fund. Can anybody give me money? Yeah, just hands
give me
up.
Something. Anyway, I got off stage. I'm outside. There's some people like, dude, I was in Louisville one time. I came out of a show. They had a big group in a limousine. They invited me to go to an after party with them, right? Saying, hey, dude, we're going to this, we're going to a pals party. Something you want to come? And I was like, only if my boy can come. And I'll look over. And they're like, who's your boy? And I'm like, Cedric. They had a brother nearby, right, wearing this Louis Vuitton jacket, dude. And they're like, that's your boy? And I'm like, yep, that's my boy. So next thing you know, we're all in a limo. This guy happens to be homeless, right? Or doesn't know where his home is, right? More that kind of guy. And they're like, that's your boy? And I didn't even talk to this dude, right? I was like, yeah, that's my boy. And like, all right, he can come. Okay. So anyway, we're all going to this party, and I walked right over to him. As soon as they said, yeah, he can come, I walked over to him. I was like, hey, dude, what's up, man? I'm Theo. He's like, Cedric. And I was like, all right, dude, I told these people you're my friend. You ever been in a limousine? He's like, nah. I was like, all right, come get in with us. Just act like you're my friend, right?
And was he good at that?
He immediately, dude, was like, oh, yeah, he started naming people. He actually was a little too good.
Right.
Cedric kept saying, we're friends. That's what he kept saying out loud, right? Kind of fucking not the best actor, bro. He'd be like, oh, yeah, you remember Wallace? And I'm like, bro, nobody cares. Everybody's just drinking. But anyway, we get to the party. We go in the house. It's like this. What did we get to this house party? I'm downstairs. I'm in the kitchen. Fucking 6 minutes later, I hear somebody scream. I hear a window break, right? Somebody comes running down. They said some dude just stole like 4 purses out of the coat room upstairs and fucking jumped out a window. And that was fucking Cedric, bro.
Your boy?
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy.
And that was like, and everybody there was like crying and pissed. But I was, in my head, I was like, this is the best fucking night ever.
No, that's...
So just shit like that, where I just love to put life just in precarious situations.